to Lemieux. And this fella's 5 of the last 6 years has got 100 points in the National Hockey League. He's got 49 already this season. He's off to his best year.
Here's a guy that the Devils need to get going. Sundstrom, we'll talk about him in a minute. Ian Duncan is a young rookie.
And Ian Duncan has filled in a left wing role. The whole first part of the season, they're looking for someone to fill a left wing with Howard Chuck. It's Ian Duncan.
And the guys the Devils need to score, they're still hard to come by for Patrick Sundstrom.
Patrick Sundstrom is just really having a tough time. He's played exceptionally well in the defensive in his own zone, winning faceoffs, doing a lot of the little things, working real hard, but he just can't get that puck in the net.
And Claude Loisel, another who they need to get some pucks in the net.
Again, he'll be checking Howard Chuck tonight, but the Devils need some more goals from their centerman, and Claude knows this, and he's going to be shooting the puck a little bit more.
And if those couple of guys could start to put the puck in the net, it would really help, because the first line still is drawing most of the attention, including Patty Verbeek, who is getting himself back on play tonight, but you've got to have some help.
You have to have a well-balanced lineup in the National Hockey. You can't have one line be the only line, because especially when you go on the road, because the coaches can key everything around that one line, and they can shut you down pretty good.
You're going to go against a team tonight, the Devils are, that can score. So tonight, it is Winnipeg and the New Jersey Devils. We'll be back for the face-off for tonight's game in just a moment.
It's time for Lifestyles of the Original Party Animal with the Grand Poobah of Partyometry, Bud Light's own Spuds McKenzie, as he's planning tonight's Big Bash. His fans watch as he pans his way to party elegance, a facial and massage, and Spuds McKenzie is ready to party. And Spuds parties with only Bud Light. He knows everything else is just a light.
Your financial picture, it's brighter than ever before. But to get where you want to go, you need more than traditional banking. We're Manufacturers Hanover. We'll introduce you to a world of advanced financial services. From banking at home to personal money management, we'll help speed you toward your financial goals. Manufacturers Hanover, the financial source worldwide.
No matter how you drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its high-octane detergent formula can unclog fuel injectors and give your car a new injection of power. For top performance, drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded, high-octane with a plus.
early with our national anthems as the crowd continues to come in here in Winnipeg. And the Jets and the Devils on the ice set to go. As Johnny Most would say, we are high above courtside, but it's not Boston. It's Winnipeg. We are right over center ice, and these are the guys we look down on in nets tonight, Peter.
And the first we're going to see is Daniel Bertherme. Alain Chevrier for the Devils. He played a strong game last night. In the first 5 minutes of the game last night, Minnesota had their best offensive attacks, and Allen kept them off the scoreboard, and the Devils took over from there and won it very handily. It was only 3-1, but the game itself belonged to the Devils after that. And here we see Daniel Bertherme. His record is 5-8-1. He's with the a young goaltender with Pokey Reddick. They form a very good young defensive combination for the Jets.
All right, we are underway. Jets team has had some trouble picking up some wins of late, while the Devils have had the same problems as they came away, of course, with a victory to break a 4-game losing streak. It'll be kept in by Howard Chuck, number 10, against the boards. Howard Chuck is their leader. They count on him almost entirely to get it going. Devils have the break on the near side. Andy Berkeley coming in. Berkeley looking. Loisel trailing. Goes to David at the point. The driver, rather. Driver had to go back on side. Howard Chuck's on the forecheck. Cirilla off the center boards to Doug Brown. Over skated. It'll be a 2-line pass. New Jersey 16-13-4 right now. If they win tonight, they will be tied for first place in the Patrick division. As you look at Bob Schick, who will be the referee tonight, Dan McCorden, Jerry Pateman will do the Lions' work tonight. For the Winnipeg Jets, they are in third place in the Smythe division, 12-15-3 for them on the year. However, they have not won in their last 4 games. They've tied 2 and lost 2.
And 2 of those games were at home. They lost to Philadelphia here this past weekend, 4-3. Murray Craven scored when Philadelphia is down by 2 men to beat them in the last minutes of the game.
We'll bring you up to date on how things are going in the Patrick division during our first intermission when we take a look at the standings. There were a couple of games today. Washington ended up in a tie in the division. This is Smale. Smale will clear it in wide of the net, far side. David Maley over there. Maley tried to bang it out, could not. Now clears it out through center. Only one defenseman playing back. That is Carlisle, who had to sit down a couple of games, cleared it the other way. Over to get it Wolanin, who's been very strong all year in defense and played another great game last night, including getting one of the goals. Smale in behind the net. Chevrier looking for the puck. Still having trouble finding it. They try to jam short side, and it's held on to. Chevy hanging on. As that puck was right up against the post on the short side. Good chance for Habenbach.
We talked about Alain Chevrier's performance last night, and what he did is an absolute must. He gave the road team solid goaltending early when the home team usually comes out. And the scratches tonight, O'Callaghan, we talked about Brendan Shanahan, Anders Carlson, George McPhee, Randy Belichick, and Doug Sullivan, who possibly could have played if it had been a real thing, but they want to give him a little more rest. And for the Jets, it'll be Waters, Nil, and you say
Frederick Olesen.
You got it.
Who is out of there. Nil just sitting. Waters was injured, so he's going to be out. They've got a couple people who have not played for a while. Olsen's got a shoulder injury. That's just keeping him out of there. Peter Taglianetti will be out there playing some defense in this one. Taglianetti, a Providence graduate. He played under Coach Lou Lamoriello when he was at Providence. Now the GM and president of New Jersey. Maley in behind the net. Sundstrom out in front. Sundstrom, if he's going to get out of that scoring drought, may find it easier to do against the Jets. He's had a good lifetime against them scoring-wise. This is Sundstrom in the corner looking. He's going to get knocked down against the boards. And the puck just set up underneath. Nobody can get it out of there. Nobody wants to move it. Taglianetti, Maley. That gets a little boring quick. Just underway here in the first period. They didn't get a whistle on it, though. Carlisle will take it on the near side. Rolled out through center. Nice drop pass to Smale from Havenpah. Nice stand-up check. Tommy Curvers took him down. Gordy Mark, second game since being recalled, cleared it out. Shot right back in. And the Devils go back to chase as the Jets will change up. Tommy Curvers. They send the 1-4 checker in that time. Sundstrom falling gets it in. Played. Berthiaume got it up. Almost caught the Devils changing. Not quite cleared in. Laurie Boschman out there. Gilles Camille. Ray Newfield will be on this line for the Jets. Chased down the other way. Picked up by Barry. Brad Barry recalled from their top minor league club in November. Barry getting playing time on defense. Bothered by Mark Johnson. Kept in the point. Danica shot. That was wide. Berthiaume had to go down and watch that one go by. Hamil at center, knocked away Anderson. Perry Anderson playing for Brendan Shanahan. It is an offside call, and the face-off will be out at center ice.
And the last time the Devils played the Jets, it was in the Meadowlands. It was a 1-1 tie that the Jets clearly outplayed the Devils. Bob Sauvé played an excellent game in goal for the Devils. And I think that game is the one game that I've seen the Devils have the most respect for the opponent after the game. They feel this Winnipeg team is an excellent team. It's going through a little bit of what we call third-place mentality right now. They can't get from first and second place. It looks like Calgary and Edmonton are too far ahead. And fourth and fifth place, or they're not going to get down there because they've got too much talent. So they settled in to sort of waiting out until the playoffs come along before they see who they're going to play.
It's a tough situation to be in when you have the kind of talent they do. As you look at Dan Maloney, second-year coach here with Winnipeg. And Maloney's got a club that can put some W's up on the board. It's just the division they're in, which is the biggest problem of all, as Peter just said. They scored 110 goals, given up 122. They're in the middle of the pack on just about both of those. Howard Chuck, their leader, 7th leading scorer in the league, so they rely on him a lot. Wolanin in his own end will be challenged in behind the net. Gilles Hamil right there with him. Good play by Hamil. Better play by Wolanin, who got it out. Kirk Muller coming down the right. Knee a little sore. Shot saved. Bethune got that one. Muller goes to the corner with it. Muller will be jammed up. Puck still underneath the skates. Dave Ella couldn't get a shot, and that one just missed. Broughton goes into the cage. Great setup on the work in the corner. Broughton had the opportunity, and I think Bethune got a little piece of that as he came back from left to right.
Aaron Broughton was really taking it to the net very hard. Again, you see how that net pops off, really saves the players. But this line, the last 2 games, and again starting tonight, is working the puck down low. You see Broughton going. If that had been on the moorings with the long poles and hadn't had a little bit of give, he could have been really hurt. So you have to be thankful for those in that situation.
337 points, the all-time franchise leader. He got that the other night playing against Minnesota when he picked up an assist on it. Broughton now has that. He's got all kinds of numbers for the franchise, games played, etc. One of the real veterans.
No one really understands or appreciates his talent. He said last night his brother has the flair, but I really think Aaron is as solid a player as his brother.
Kite in behind. Kite with Brickley on him. Brickley able to knock it back behind the net. Mario Marois with it. Marois clearing it up. Devils doing a good job. Brickley coming in. They're shutting down those wing passes right now as the Devils go to the sideboards. Kite, the deft defenseman, clears it around to Duncan. He may be deft, but let me tell you, he can play some hockey. Cleared ahead by Cirilla. Devils had to get onside, so they let it go. Shot right back out. Cirilla will get it at the far end. Being chased by Howard Chuck. Cirilla up against the boards, kept in by Duncan. Ian Duncan, the rookie, worked it back in behind the net. He's a hard banger in the corners. They like him a lot. He's playing well. McBain could not keep it in. Devils right the other way. Brickley. Devils want to change up, so they'll just shoot it in. Bethune will leave it in behind the net. Marois backing it up on the reverse to McBain. McBain looking into the middle. Schmale had it knocked away. Here's a chance. Jimmy Cohen holds it. Save made. Bethune. Great play. Loisel. Save Bethune. Taken by Driver in behind the net to Brown. In the middle intended for Loisel. Shot deflected in front. Can't get the rebound shot. Brown backing it around. Could not get it off. And it'll be cleared out. 3 great chances. Howard Chuck the other way. Chuck laying back, had the advantage. Devils could not score. Now they'll be short-handed. 15:30 to go in the first. No score.
You can depend on AT&T Long Distance thanks to the remarkable people who put our equipment to the test.
I love wrecking things. This is a special laboratory. Here we create disasters. One disaster right after another. Why do we do all this? Once we understand how these things can destroy long-distance service, we can build equipment that'll stand up to it.
We're reaching further to bring your world closer.
Yeah, the storm's over.
AT&T, the right choice.
The Devils so far this game have done a very good job intercepting pucks and keeping the puck in. I see Corn. It's just a matter of the goaltender just got his hand on it.
Here's Howard Chuck with a break the other way, and Driver reaching in, really had to haul him down.
Howard Chuck is so much quicker than he's given credit for. He's a very unorthodox skater. He doesn't look like he's fast, but he's very quick, and he can get by people. And he's stronger than he looks. He just doesn't look like he's that good a hockey player.
Good power play right here, and there's one of the reasons. Ellett, the defenseman, he's their 3rd leading scorer and the 7th leading defensive scorer in the league. He's top on the power play. They are 4th in the league on power play opportunities. Ellett will play that high point. They will look out in front for McBain. This is Ellett. Shot McBain, tried to tip it. Puck sitting right in the circle, and it'll be covered up. Chevy got it, and a little altercation beginning down underneath. Helmet got knocked off that time, and not appreciating it was Paul McLean. And McLean went back in to have a couple of words there after his helmet had been taken off his head. You see McLean right there being held off by Danico.
the Devils did extremely well last night. They cleared the front of the net and let Chevrier see the shot from the point. They were very strong. When they have Gordy Mark back in the lineup now, this is the biggest defense the Devils can have with Mark back in the lineup. It's a very strong group.
Looks like they're both going to go. McBain with one of the great mustaches of the world. As the press guy here says, one of the busiest. But it's nice. They're still having some comments there.
You're going to see Ella taking a shot here. You're going to see in front of the net, the action in front of the Devils, both defensemen knocking men down. That's what they have to do in front of the net. Obviously, you've got to stick up a little high and knocked off McLean's helmet. That's what he was upset about, but doing a real good job taking the man out and not letting him grab rebounds.
All right, now we're going to have a 4-on-3 situation. The penalty's called right there. 4:36 as McBain is going to go out. I guess, did Danico end up going out?
Yeah.
Danico is out of there for the Devils. They had a little roughing going on out in front. That's what they'll be called for. Now a 4-on-3 power play right here for the Winnipeg Jets. Wolanin went out on it. This is Ellett over to Carlisle. Carlisle looking down into the corner. Shot right through the crease, and I take it back. It's a 5-on-4 since those were matching minors. Ellett dumped it off into the corner. Johnson gets it and clears it out because they were matching minors, you know. Lose anybody on it, so they'll still have the 5-on-4 power play.
A couple of things to look for on the Jet power play is Carlisle at the point to shots, and especially to watch Howard Chuck with the puck making quick passes through the slot.
Duncan will be out in front, but they couldn't get it to keep it in. It'll be cleared the other way. Carlisle will have to come back to get it. Good power play, as we said, for Winnipeg, as they have picked up 44 power play goals and 177 chances. 25% effective for them, fourth in the league. Going down deep, Ellett, good knocked away by Danico. He thought Chevrier was going to play it, so he let it go. It ends up sitting in behind the net. Danico gets it back on his stick, wraps it around. Ellett's over there to keep it in. Ellett drives it back into the corner. 42 seconds remaining on the power play opportunity for them. McBain back out to Carlisle, playing a point. McBain, Devils challenging the puck. Shot in, wide of the net. Chevrier for Danico. Lost it. Puck still sitting there. Danico could not get it out of the zone. Kept in. Good play. Havenpah back out in front. Duncan's stick was picked up. Ellett's got it. Ellett looking near side Carlisle. 23 in the power play. Saved by Chevrier. Danico looking for a hole. Could not find it. Good play by Ellett to keep it in. Finally pushed out of there to Kirk Muller back with Carlisle. He's got Broughton in the middle. Broughton got hauled down. Shot by Muller is wide. And it'll be cleared all the way out. No penalty called on that one. Shot right back in with 5 seconds left on the advantage. That'll about do it for the power play. So Winnipeg 0 for 1. First power play of the game. Laurie Boschman had it poke checked away by Brown. On the near side, Gordy Mark waits for the man to clear. Shoots it in. That one hit Carlisle. Brown's over there. Brown tried to get a shot off. Could not get the angle. Merwar knocked it away. Neufeld able to tip it out. Here's a 2-on-2 the other way with Boschman and Smale. Smale coming. Gordy Mark Orny. Mark puts the arm to the shoulder. Loisel gets the puck that was centered. They'll clear it out. This will be an icing call at the other end. Berthame will let it go. It'll be touched up by Merwar and a whistle. 13:01 to go. First period from Winnipeg. No score.
The Nets take on the Utah Jazz at the Meadowlands, live and exclusive at 7:30, right here on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
Laurie Boschman will take the draw. 27-year-old, 9-year veteran in the pros. He'll be in there against Claude Loisel.
And this is going to be the best face-off matchup of the evening. Very interesting. This is a team, both teams' best face-off man, Boschman and Loisel.
Boschman won the draw, got it back out to the point. The turnaround shot deflected in on goal. Merwar took the shot, ended up being deflected and slowly rolled in on Chevrier. Boschman cleared right back into the wide side. Tommy Kerbers is back there, chased in behind the net by McLean. It is tipped out through center by Brown. Merwar's back to get it. Merwar wearing the mask as he had a broken jaw. Cheekbone. And he's played with that mask since coming back. Pike gets it over to Hamiel. Hamiel puts it right between the legs. Nice pass in. Boschman's got it. Hamiel coming to the middle. Brown is there. Just overskated by Gilles Hamiel and flipped up into the bench. And the faceoff will come back down in the New Jersey end. Merwar fractured the cheekbone on November 20 and had to go with the mask in order to protect that so that he could play. mighty happy about that he is playing is Dan Maloney. They need him on defense.
Here was an excellent player. Here we see Dan Maloney. Dan Maloney came in last year, and the Jets had turned themselves into a freewheeling, high-scoring, very offensive-minded team, but they were allowing a lot of goals. And he came in and said that no more of this stuff. They took 101 goals off their defensive record last year. He really has brought them into a thinking defense, much like the Devils are trying to do this year. Really concentrate in their own zone.
Ron Wilson will be taking this face-off for the Jets against Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom playing with Maley and McLean on this line. His driver back behind him. We'll try and draw it too. Got enough of it to hold on. The shot went wide as Steen took it. Thomas Steen had that one as the puck set right there in the circle. Nobody could move it out. In the corner, Sundstrom banging for it. Jammed up against the boards, and the Devils will get it out. John McLean coming. Over to Maley. Poke checked away from him out through center. Barry got it out of there in the second try. Driver puts it right back in. Tipped off into the corner. Down to get it, Dave Ellett. Ellett up against the boards to Smale. Smale cleared it out. Wolanin is there. Wolanen's great steady defense continues. Again poked by Mark Johnson. Steen got it back. Far side Danico. Danico run into the boards by Wilson. Cleared back in. Smale is right there. Did not get it out. Sundstrom centering pass taken away by Smale over to Steen. Poke checked away by Maley. Maley's going to get it. Maley's all alone. 1-on-3. Nobody there. He had to dump it into the corner. Wilson had him from behind, and Barry was out in front. No score here. 11:26 to go first period. Each team with 3 shots on goal. John McLean looking to turn it back up ice. Wilson won't let him. Jets want to change up. Wolanin back. On defense with Danico. To Sundstrom. Devils want to change here. Rooney, another Providence graduate, centering it, taken away by Maley. And Maley will clear it in. They did not get that change done. That's why they shot it in. Touched up by Carlisle, and that will get a whistle. Devils needed that one in order to get some people off the ice. Now behind the play, Perry Anderson is into it. Gloves are dropped. Players are moving in, and the linesman will break it up before it ever gets started. That was one that was ready to go. Anderson wanted a piece. He was coming out of the zone, turned around to go back in to find out what was going on, and when he did, Steve Rooney dropped the gloves.
This is Rooney's first game back since the broken ankle he suffered earlier in the season, and Anderson is playing his first game.
11:03 left in the first. No score.
Hey, how you doing? Good. In fact, I feel like light. Hey. What the? Oh, I am so. Oh no. Well, I meant Bud Light.
If you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light, because everything else.
You all right? Sure, just a little lightheaded.
It's just a light.
Let's take a look at how this got going behind the play, Peter.
A couple of aggressive players. Rooney is a very aggressive player. Anderson is playing the right side. Now he's a very aggressive player. The words were just exchanged here. And if they bump into each other there, and what happens with a couple of guys that haven't played in a while, they want to get into it right away and as quickly as possible. The best way is to get physically get involved.
10-minute misconduct is going to be picked up by Rooney, and a 10-minute misconduct by Anderson, and a 2-minute minor high sticking call on Rooney. So the Devils will get the advantage on that. The high sticking and the misconduct on Rooney, the misconduct on Anderson. So they'll each have to serve 10 minutes, and Rooney will have to serve the extra 2. Rooney's going to go to the dressing room because that will take him to the end of the period. And they'll put somebody else on the bench to serve that 2-minute minor, and he'll serve the 10-minute misconduct in the dressing room. And the Devils will have their first power play here tonight as the Jets are 0 for 1. New Jersey 18th in the league right now. They've been just 17.7% effective, 33 out of 186. As far as power plays are concerned, let's see what they can do with this one. Mark Johnson clearing it around. No score here with 10:54 remaining in the first. Kite tried to kick at it and missed it. Berthiaume will play it at the other end. Kite back. Devils would love to try and get it in right here. Verbeek jammed it up against the boards. Johnson could not keep it in. He had it poked away by Howard Chuck, who was dangerous on the short-handed efforts. Johnson coming in to set it up with Muller. Muller looking. Verbeek going in behind the net. Driver will play the point along with Johnson. Driver to the middle. He'll take the shot, deflected in front. Berthiaume get a piece of that one with help from Marois. Kirk Muller back out to Driver. Johnson again. Broughton Rotten looking behind the net. Muller's there. Devils getting people out in front. Verbeek. Nice move by Verbeek to keep that alive. Driver. Johnson. That was deflected off a stick as the Jets come out and challenge the puck. Howard-Chuck, a good job of it, trying to get it to Muller. Berthiaume intercepted and is able to hang on. Berthiaume made a nice play on that. That was coming right out in front had he not gotten the stick on it.
And the Jets had the most aggressive power penalty killing unit in the National Hockey League. Last year they led the National Hockey League in penalty killing. This year they're right in the middle of the pack, about 12. But they haven't changed their style in there. They still attack the puck. They have 2 men on the puck all the time, and they really work with Smale, Wilson, Howard-Chuck, Boschman. They really come after the point man.
Play by Berthiaume, the goaltender, to haul that one in. Face-off right here. Laurie Boschman will be taking it. Korn and Ellett move. Sundstrom will be out there for the Devils. They have 1:03 remaining on this, their first power play. Sundstrom able to keep it in long enough to be kicked out to Kerbers. McLean backs it up. Korn, who will play in front of the net on the power play, trying to use that body size. Cirella, pass did not get to him, and it's kicked out of there by Thomas Steen. Back to get it, Kerbers. Devils right now have had just 6 power play goals in their last 56 chances. Cirella will clear it in. Berthiaume there to hold it up. Ellett will come back. Good play by Kerbers, but he couldn't control it. Again, Steen was able to get it out. Cirella's back there. Asked to be shot in wide. Barry taking the shot. Chevrier hanging on to it with 25 seconds remaining on the advantage. Near side, this is Sundstrom coming. McLean pushed over the line, is offside. There'll be no whistle here. Korn coming in trying to control. Korn got it back behind the net. Break for the Devils. Sundstrom gets it out. Power play 11. Shot wide. That's deflected off Taglianetti in front off Kerbers' shot. Back up to the point. Cirella, and he could not keep it in. That'll do it. Power play is over. Team's back at full strength. Kerbers puts it in. So each team 0 for 1 in power plays. 9 minutes left. No score. Break the other way. Took a little too long. Now they've got a man over there. Havenpie shot deflected. Great play out in front as Danico put the body down and blocked the shot. McBain couldn't freeze, and it's cleared out. Danico got a piece of that one as Havenpie had Chevrier. He had the whole bottom of the circle to go to. Havenpie drops it off. McBain drops it back. Bollannon's got it. His pass intercepted Havenpie. Havenpie looking to dunk it in the middle. Brickley was there to get it. Howard-Chuck right in the crease, runs into Chevrier, and that knocks it off. 8:22 to go. First period from Winnipeg. No score.
They think they can hide them from me, but they can't. I just have to see what the boys got me from Marsh's. I can see it now. Leo always gets me one of their sharp-looking sweaters. Nothing here. Brian knows how much I love their designer suits. Nothing here either. I bet Scott will get me a new overcoat, but he has ulterior motives. Nothing. Mark has me worried. I know he'll get me some great shirts, but the poor salesman at Marsh's, I give up.
For the holidays, the Rodin collection, designed for the avant-garde man. Rodin offers European elegance for the American man. Marsh's of Huntington Village for your holiday shop.
The Jersey Devils on the road this season. The Devils have won 4, lost 10, and tied 3. The Jets at home this year are 8-6-1. Third place for the Jets in the Smythe division. Devils trying to tie the Islanders for first if they can win here tonight. Kite could not keep it in at the point. We've got 8:15 to go. First period. On a center ice play. We've had only 6 shots in the first period. 3 for each team. That is it. Loisel's got it. Loisel on the near side. Danico. Danico looking to the far side wing. Nobody was there. Held on to behind the net. Kite got it. Up into the middle. This is Howard-Chuck. Duncan. Ian Duncan. Duncan able to tip it in on goal. Chevrier will leave it. Danico's there. Looking up into the middle. Nobody there. It'll roll the other way, and that will be a clear icing call as Marois goes back to touch it up. Face-off will come all the way back down the other end.
Marois. He came over in a trade with Quebec for Picard, and this year he's a very offensive defenseman who's changed his role here. He's still getting his points, but he's really started to concentrate on his defensive play in his own zone. And we saw him out there killing the first penalty. He's doing much more of that. He's used his stick very effectively.
Well put.
And he's the kind of player that coaches like to have in their team because he can do a lot of different things. He's strong, he's mobile, he can pass the puck, but he plays good defensive hockey also.
Like Again, it'll be Laurie Boschman out there to take the draw, this time against Kirk Muller. Boschman's going to get chased out of there. Shields Hamia will come in to take it. Draw one back by Muller to Curvers. Over to Broughton. Broughton tried to tip it out, couldn't. Shot in wide from the point. They'll take the shots often. They like to outshoot the opposition. McLean that time just turning and gunning it back in. Barry back with Elliott on defense. Couldn't get it out. Patty Verbeek. Shot save. Berthium's got it between the pads and the 5-hole. Berthium with a good save as Verbeek got a lot on it, but he was out, and there was nobody between the goaltender and Verbeek.
Much like the Casey, who the goaltender from Minnesota last night. Berthium is a very quick goaltender. He stays back farther than most goaltenders because he uses his quickness. That's the best part of his game. So he likes, you see right there. Most goaltenders, Alain Chevrier, for example, would have been out much farther in this situation. But he relies on his quickness because that's his forte.
Berthium 5-8-1 on the season, 3.75 goals against, 8.69 his percentage save. Part of the tandem here for the Jets in net. Gordy Mark intercepted. Verbeek playing it. Curvers couldn't control. Shot back the other way. A lot of center ice plays, a lot of checking going on out there in the center ice area. Curvers just flipped it up in the air. Taglianetti knocked it down. Teammates were offside, so he tried to hold. Verbeek looking to Kirk Muller. Nice pass to Muller. Muller fakes the shot on Carlisle, looking to Verbeek in the middle, cutting. Verbeek tied up, tried to center. Wasn't anybody there. Carlisle stepping up Curvers. Curvers kept it in for Muller. Muller on the far side. Broughton on the wrong side wing. Dropped it back. Nice pass. Gordy Mark's got an alley. Shot wide. Didn't get it on goal. Great pass by Broughton. Curvers rips it wide the other way. Gordy Mark clears it in behind the net. Kirk Muller's got it. Muller looking to Verbeek in front. Taglianetti banging him up. Carlisle doing a number right there up top on Kirk Muller. Carlisle number 8. And Muller still going at it. Muller a little hot about it right now. And they go down. And let's see where this goes. There's Patty Verbeek again taking the extra shot over there as Laurie Boschman moves in. He's taken so many of those, Peter, that right now Patty Verbeek's on top in penalty minutes for the Devils.
And Patty Verbeek has never backed down from any situation. The most penalty minutes he's ever had in years, 162. But with his 19 goals so far this season, what he's seeing is a lot of extra body work, and he's got 99 minutes, 17 minutes in penalties. Last night, 99 minutes in penalties so far this season. That projects about 250 minutes in penalties. That's a lot of...
for your scoring forward.
Exactly. For your top goal scorer on your team. It's a lot of penalty minutes.
He will head to the bench as they'll change up. Nothing called on that. And the face-off will be to the right of Dan Berthium, who against New Jersey lifetime is 3-0-1. Chevy's 1-2-1 against the Winnipeg Jets.
Just to continue that thought for a second, what Verbeek is probably going through is a situation with the other team testing him. He's going to go through the league once. They're all going to test him. They're going to say, hey, he's just going to keep playing that way. Might as well stop this stuff because we don't want to be taking cheap penalties on him. And he'll gradually the penalty minutes will start to drop.
There'll be no icing on this, so Cirilla's going to have to play it. Cirilla will wait. People circle out in front. Driver gets it ahead. Korn had it banged off the stick by Marois. Kite going back to get it. Knocked back in by Driver. Devils had not cleared the zone. Steen back. Thomas Steen, who can put some points up on the board for the Winnipeg Jets, has to reverse that one on the good forechecking job by Korn. Cleared up near side. Smale could not touch it. They're going to wave off the icing. Chevrier is going to have to play it. I'll tell you, icing has become almost non-existent in the NHL. Shot, save made. Chevrier, top angle, had to get a pad on that one. Korn looking into the middle. Maley, David Maley dropped it off. The Devils were changing, so there was nobody coming on the off wing. Steen's got it. Didn't realize the change was taking place. Might have caught the Devils in the middle. Up ahead to Smale. Cirilla's there. Cirilla bangs it back out. You see the tough checking. Everybody's got somebody out there, and they're playing right in the jerseys both ways. That's why there's no score with 5:23 left to go in the first. Cirilla looking to clear. Does. Wanted to try and break Broughton, who got a step, but Ellett got back. Good play. Dave Ellett came back. Ellett coming the other way now, trying to catch the Devils. Into the middle, Cirilla trying to tip it out. Now they get it out to Broughton, one-on-one the other way. Broughton's got help on the other side. Sundstrom, Broughton holding in. Shot, save, rebound. Broughton couldn't get it to stay down. Wolanin in the middle. Backhand. Broughton never got it off. McLean got it. Shot. That one's tipped wide. Sundstrom out in front. Another good chance, and Ellett tipped it to the corner to Howard. Chuck McLean kept it in. He shot, and it's deflected up high. Finally cleared up to the point. Wolanin tried to keep it in. Duncan knocked it away. McLean on the blue line gets it in there offside. That's the second real good flurry that the Devils have had in this first period for scoring opportunities, but they can't convert. Duncan tipped it out. Wolanin's got it. 4:30 left to go. Zip in the first. McLean tried to back it off. Taglianetti had him over to Wolanin. Willannon off the boards. Can't connect. Defenseman doing a good job each way. This is Ellett. Ellett trying to get it out by Loisel. Brickley's got it. Brickley waiting to get people onside. Cleared it to Brown. Brown tipped it in around Ellett. Taglianetti down deep. Taglianetti got it up on the far side to McBain. McLean got it over in the middle. Howard Chuck. Duncan following. Howard Chuck let the puck go. Held onto the stick long enough to poke it in off Gordy Mark. Mark turning. He'll take it from the red line. Berthane with a save. Tipped off in the corner. Taglianetti. McLean. McLean got it up, and there's it offside. 3:48 to go from Winnipeg. Still no score.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear wondrous news about the special loan of the year. Look what the money store offers at holiday times. Fixed rates, second mortgage loans, a full percent below prime. That's 7 3/4% in case you don't know. Call for home equity loans. Just get up and go. Take advantage of our holiday special. Borrow up to $100,000 or more. Call the money store toll free. Dial 1-800-221-9000.
Winnipeg Jets coming off a Friday 5-5 tie against Edmonton. They lost to Calgary 5-4 prior to that. In their own division, they are 9-3-1, but outside of the division, horrors. 3-12-2. Cleared in around the net. Devils are 7-5-2 in the division right now. Shields Lemieux coming down the middle. Boschman's over on the right, knocked away by Gordy Mark. Mark knocked down. Boschman's there. Mark got up, stays out in front. Good play. Lemieux's out in front, but they couldn't get it back to him. Brown cleared it out to Brickley. Brickley looking to Loisel. Stead goes to Brown. Brown looking for an angle. Couldn't get it. Had that one knocked away by McLean. Good play. Taglianetti cleared it around. Brickley's got it back out to the point. Driver in. Driver holding shot. Just missed that wide side. Driver with a lot of time got down into the circle with it. Goes Cirilla back up into the middle. Brickley over to Brown. Brickley cutting to the middle. Couldn't get the return. Tipped in Loisel. Brickley there. Couldn't get it. Brown was also in. He gets knocked away as Brett Hume hangs on. You can see the Winnipeg Jets protecting their goaltender on that one as everybody collapsed down deep. 3:05 to go. First period. It is still 0-0.
I love my wife, but I can't stand that little fool of hers named Tasha. Ooh. I love hockey. Well, I don't like coaching so much. I like loyal people. It's important. I don't like that music, that punk music. It drives me crazy. I love my truck. It's a GMC. I may even let that stinking little dog ride in it.
Faceoff coming to the right of Bert Hume.
Boschman takes all the faceoffs in the Jet zone. You watch him all night long.
Been on every one of them, and he does again, and he wins it. This is Kite. Big defenseman gets it over to Wilson. Up in the middle of Boschman. Larry Boschman will clear it in on goal. Chevrier will hang on. Boschman was a second center out there. They get him off the ice right now since they've got the puck. Cleared up ahead, intended for Verbeek. Broughton got it. Broughton on the far side of Kurt Muller. Couldn't quite play it. Bert Hume will come out of the net and play it. Hume had to back it up, but he had help back there. Maroir was there. Maroir. Havenpah couldn't get it. Havenpah had been sent down, then recalled. Back up. Second time he's been with a big club. In behind the net, Bert Hume with the man behind him. Broughton couldn't get there in time. Tipped out in front. Defenseman doing a good job staying back both ways. Maroir, Havenpah, pass back in. Driver. You see the Devils are back. Cirilla's there with him. Cleared out. Kite's got it. The Kite hanging back. The defensemen are not cheating up here tonight. Havenpah, his pass knocked away. Kite got it. Kite cleared it in. They were onside. Could not be held up behind the net. Lost it. Broughton. Jam up in the corner. Broughton kicking. Wilson was there. Tipped around by McBain. Into the corner. Dumped. Havenpah still loose. Wilson came in. Centered out in front. Slot shot by Ellett. Save made. Ellett, the defenseman, coming down low, and he got a good shot off. Chevrier had a clean look at it. Made the save. Bert Hume will play it at the other end. 1:40 left here in the first period. No score. 11 shots on goal, the total. Devils lead 6-5, and the shot's on. Duncan trying to clear it in. Chevrier will pick that one up with the glove and hang on as he had Neufeld coming in.
The scoring chances have really been at a premium this period. I don't think that the Winnipeg Jets have actually had a legitimate scoring chance. Ellis had 2 shots from the point. We see here NHL update. Pittsburgh, after the Rangers were leading 3-0, have come back and have taken a 4-3 lead in the second period.
Big game in that Patrick division. New Jersey trailing the Islanders by a couple. Philadelphia behind New Jersey by 1. Pittsburgh, they've got 33 points. We'll update you on that as we go along tonight. There you see Mr. Howard-Chuck, the big man on this club when it comes to scoring. Can you believe he has a -14? Ellett tried to keep it in and was able to do it. Sundstrom got it up. McLean on the backhand pass. Ellett really clocked him. McLean's all right, but he'll have some bells rung on that one. Barry will clear it in. In behind the net, Willanen's got it. Minute 15 left in the period. Pass intercepted. Ellett at the point could not get it. He'll have to chase it the other way. Ellett will have time to play it. And we'll take it in behind his own net as McLean comes up on the forecheck. Trying to break it to Howard-Chuck. Gordy Mark got it. Shot it right back in. Hit off Barry. Rolled out to center. Dumped over to Howard-Chuck. Maley is there. Maley looking up. 51 seconds to go in the period. Sundstrom got it. Sundstrom dropped it. Shot. Save as McLean ripped it. He didn't hesitate and got a good shot off. And Bert Hume with a nice glove save.
Johnny McLean has 2 goals in his last 2 games. He really is starting to come on. The confidence is starting to build. He's starting to feel like he can score goals in the National Hockey League again. Believe me, you don't believe you're ever going to score again. That's a real nice shot, but the goaltender makes an excellent save.
Nice quick glove and the rising shot headed for that far corner. Makes a real difference when you get that confidence, doesn't it, Peter? 4 or 5 games ago, he probably wouldn't have shot.
In any sporting event, confidence is probably 95% of the whole situation. You can't go out there if you don't have the confidence you can do the job.
Blaine beginning to believe he can score again. You see Boschman comes back out to take the draw. Loisel will be in there with him. Loisel would like to get Boschman chased out of there.
Boschman is the best cheater in the National Hockey League.
On draws?
On draws. Clark used to be, then it was Linsman, and now it's Boschman is by far the best cheater, and the referees let him get away with more than any other center in the National Hockey League.
McLean will have to take it as he did get chased. McLean won it back to Carlisle. Up to Amiel, could not get it out, kept in by Brickley. Over to Gordy Mark. We're in the final minute here now, down to 36 seconds, and behind the net, Taglianetti. Taglianetti teaming up with Carlisle, overskated it. Brown trying to keep it in from Loisel, couldn't. Carlisle took it away. Shields, Amiel coming. Amiel puts it right between the legs. Mark hit by Boschman. Put it in behind the net. McLean overskated it, picked up by Curvers, and he sends it up into the crowd. Not what he wanted to do. With 17 seconds left, that gives the Jets the face-off in the Devils' end. As you look at Andy Brickley, another one of the Devils who would like to find that scoring mark again.
And Andy doesn't have a goal this season, and it's real hard for him because you like to score goals. That's the fun part of the game. But again, the Devils are doing a remarkable job of not letting the fact that they're personally not scoring affect how they're playing team-wise. I know inside each of these players are having these scoring slumps. It's just eating them up. But they're staying strong. They're staying inside the team, and they're working for the team. And even after the game last night, everybody, even though a lot of people hadn't scored, they were very, very happy hockey team.
Jets getting set here for the offensive draw now. Boschman will move Howard-Chuck back over along with McLean on the inside in the slot. He has Ellett, that real good shooter, playing back along the blue line. And he takes a look back to see who he wants to draw to. Mario Marois over on the other side. You see McLean moving in. So they have the 2 forwards on the inside in the slot. Try and draw offensively. Broughton complaining now, and the linesman and he are having quite a discussion here. Loisel also having a little discussion, and the referee moves in as well. Bob Schick.
Loisel is definitely going to want someone on the boards. He's going to want to put Broughton on the boards because he doesn't want to leave the board side open, because that would let Boschman just push the puck towards the boards, and with 17 seconds, he could easily have time to go over and get it back to Marois, who could put the puck on net. So they have to put someone there, even though Boschman is a right-handed shot, and the natural thing for him to do is to draw it back to Ellett here.
Now they make the change. Marois moves down to the boards, and Ellett will be the only one back along the blue line. That's who he's going to try and draw back to on the forehand side. Never mind. Loisel what? Broughton got it. That's what was going on there. Loisel will be able to tip it out through center. Ellett's got it. Drives it back in. They were offside. 7 seconds left to go. Driver back. Driver holding. Just doesn't want to cough it up here on a bad pass now. He'll take the freeze and run it down, and that'll do it. So the first period concludes in a good defensive first period. Each team ended up with 7 shots and no goals, and a lot of center ice play. And I think, Peter, as you watch the Devils go into the dressing room, this is the kind of first period they will take on the road.
Two exact opposite feelings by the coaches. Doug Carpenter was exceptionally happy with that first period. That was a boring period of hockey to watch, you know, for the home team to play in. Coach Maloney, the Winnipeg team, he wants his team to come out and take the offensive, jump on the Devils, get the puck in, create some scoring chances. They didn't have one legitimate scoring chance from any of their forwards that whole period. The Devils, on the other hand, were content to let things ride and go, and they had the scoring chances. Broughton had a couple, Korn had a breakaway. They actually did a good job of waiting and taking advantage of their chances.
That's about as close as you'll get to getting into an NHL locker room right there. You look at the Queen Mother displayed here above the roof. We are in Winnipeg. That's our first period. We'll be back for our first intermission. Devils and Jets 0-0.
When it comes to autofocus cameras, some give you part of the action, but Canon EOS gives you all of the action. When it's so dark that some can't focus, EOS doesn't miss a trick. And Canon EOS has computers and motors in every lens for fast focus. So great shots are easy and so creative, the competition is out of the picture. EOS, more than autofocus, easier than ever. Buy EOS today with no money down, low monthly payments at participating Canon dealers.
Hi, I'm Julius Irving, and I'm here to help each and every one of you improve your basic basketball skills.
Now the NBA can be yours on video cassette. Let Dr. J pay you a video house call with this unique instructional and career highlight tape. Or relive the Lakers championship drive for 5 with a look at last year's best. Also available 87 team highlight videos of the Hawks, Rockets, and a special 2-season Celtics video. To order, call 1-800-972-5858. That's 1-800-972-5858.
Well, for those of you who are still doing your Christmas shopping, Peter and I, of course, are not included in that category since we finished up about a month ago. However, holiday plan number 2 is now in effect. A great chance for you to pick up some tickets for 6 outstanding games. There are 3 different price ranges, $96, $72, and $60. These are the games. The holiday plan 1 sold out. So the Devils have put together a second package. And you see some outstanding games there. The Penguins, the Canadiens, the Bruins, Capitals, Rangers, and Maple Leafs all involved. Very big games in the Devils' drive for a playoff spot. Just give the Devils a call, 1-800-433-0880. Great Christmas gift for yourself or somebody else on that list. Holiday plan number 2, the hottest gift going, and it's available right now, and all you've got to do is pick that phone up and call. Winnipeg, where the light snow fell today, but not a lot on the ground and not a lot of scoring in the first period, as we ended up with the score being a zip-zip. Shots on goal in the first period, just about even throughout. It was 3-3 for a long time, and it ended up 7-7. We'll be back for more of our first intermission from Winnipeg right after this.
Rolex and your official Rolex jeweler share a commitment to quality, symbolized by the display of this crystal prism. Achievers such as skiing legend Jean-Claude Keely wear the Rolex GMT Master with confidence and pride, knowing that their timepiece sets the standard for excellence. Look for the Rolex Prism, your assurance of authenticity, only at your official Rolex jeweler.
Available at Ferrara Jewelers in Bayshore.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan. Sports Channel has a great Nets-Islanders double play on Wednesday. The Nets clash with high-flying Charles Barkley and the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30 on Sports Channel. On Sports Channel Plus at 8:30, Pat LaFontaine leads the Isles against the Chicago Blackhawks. It's exclusive NBA and NHL action. Wednesday, when the Nets shoot it out with the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30 on Sports Channel, and the Isles face off with the Chicago Blackhawks at 8:30 on Sports Channel Plus.
We've talked a lot about Aaron Broughton lately because he right now is the all-time franchise leading scorer for the New Jersey Devils. A real fine man and a very good hockey player. And Stan Fischler had a chance to talk with Aaron Broughton.
When Aaron Broughton walks into the Brendan Byrne Arena, he is lost among the taller, more powerful New Jersey Devils. Yet over the years, Broughton has proved to be one of the most productive little men in the National Hockey League. And now he's proving that even though he's small, his stature can be an asset.
I got to use more quickness and get in front of the guys. Say the puck's going in the corner, I got to try to get there ahead of him and maybe let him push me from behind or something and go whichever way he wants to push me, but try to just use more of my quickness and my size and like I say, get in front of him and let him do the work.
Aaron's skills are often subtle, but he also has a knack for being in the right place at the right time. The Edmonton Oilers remember that. They were victimized by Broughton late last month.
We went into overtime, and I guess it ended at 13 seconds of overtime. There's a Patty Verbeek, I think, went through the middle and kind of got by one of their defensemen, so the other one thought maybe you better help him out and come over there, and there was two of them, and then there was a scramble by the net. Kurt got the puck over to Pat Verbeek, and I was standing wide open on the other side, and he got the puck over to me. All I had to do was shoot it in the empty net.
Aaron has come a long way from his rookie year as a Colorado Rocky in Denver. One of his teammates who came up with him is Joe Cirella.
He's really matured into a good hockey player, a great hockey player. I feel he's taken a lot of responsibility and he's doing well, as you can see in the last couple of years, and he's closing in on the franchise record for points. And I think that's a great accomplishment in the time that he has been here.
Aaron's brother Neil knows what it's like to make the playoffs, and Neil has also won an Olympic gold medal. This time, Aaron Broughton thinks that his time is coming with a New Jersey Devil team that is going up, up, up in the Patrick Division. And who knows, it may be a playoff team come this spring. This is Stan Fischler going up, up, up at the Byrne Meadowlands Arena for Sports Channel.
Round of lights here?
Ask for Bud Light. The light beer with the first name and taste.
Let me know when you're ready for another round.
Because everything else is just a light.
Hi, I'm Mark Johnson. 6 years ago, I had a thrill of a lifetime. I won a gold medal with the U.S. Olympic hockey team. And then I fulfilled my dream of playing in the National Hockey League with the New Jersey Devils. To be a winner, you have to skate hard, shoot hard, and play hard. The same is true in life. You can't win if you abuse drugs and alcohol. Score in life. Stay off drugs and alcohol.
You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
Thank you for making the smart decision to choose Midas to protect the value of your car. Now why not Midasize a friend or loved one with a gift certificate valued at $50 or $100. They're available at your local Midas shop and are good towards service on mufflers, brakes, shocks, springs, and struts. Each certificate also comes with bonus gifts like a handy brass keyring tire gauge and a precision-styled Midas pen, all neatly packaged to make the perfect thoughtful gift. Pick up a Midas gift certificate at your local Long Island Midas shop today.
Good first period of hockey here in Winnipeg. No score. Devils and the Winnipeg Jets meeting for the second time this season. 1-1 tie at New Jersey. That's the way it went. The Devils will not be back here this year as they will play the Jets one more time, but that will be in New Jersey. But a good, solid first period of play, and Chevrier continues, Peter McNabb, to really impress in net.
He is so calm. I remember him being as spectacular, but I can't remember him being as in control of rebounds. He's not letting rebounds back to the players. The Devils, you got to give the Devils defensemen credit for that because they're really letting him see the puck, so he's able to control the rebounds very easily. And he's moving the puck better. And last night he even tried to score a goal. The situation, the Devils were ahead by two goals with less than a minute. They pulled a goaltender. Minnesota shot it in. He caught it, and when he caught it, he told me afterwards, he looked down, he saw the open net, and he had thoughts of firing it down. They only promised him a moped if he scored instead of a car. But
he said he didn't think about it quick enough. He didn't think about scoring the goal to get it on the stick. And he also, Rich Scher, who covers it for one of the newspapers, had quoted him about a week ago as saying, "I will never shoot and try and score a goal." His comment last night was, "I was misquoted." That's the way that one went. Devils had the legitimate opportunities in the first period, the much better chances. Let's take a look at a flurry out in front of the net they had at one point against Berthiaume.
As you said, there was very few chances this period, but here we're going to see Broughton coming down on a 2-on-1 with Sundstrom, and he decides to shoot. The defenseman did a good job of cutting off the pass here. But again, the Devils are just going for the net much more quickly, much more aggressively the last couple of games than they have in the previous 3 or 4. So I think that offense is going to start to come from the Devils. It's a matter of they're still doing an excellent job in their own zone. Their own zone is really still staying strong, but they're getting back to going at the net.
You saw 3 good chances right there as that line really worked well. Finally, they were able to kick it out as Ian Duncan got it out of the zone. Chevrier, probably the best chance, was a clear one-on-one situation, even though other people were in the zone. The defenseman, Dave Ellett, had the chance.
If this is the best chance the team is going to have in a period, it's a very good period of defensive hockey for the Devils. Man, 40, 45 feet out with a wrist shot. I mean, really, that was their best chance, and it shows how well the Devils played defensively.
Ellett's one of the tough ones. He can put a hard shot on, but most goaltenders, and including Chevrier, are going to be able to handle those. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast just how tight it has become in the Patrick division. For hockey fans who follow it, this is just great stuff because everybody's in the race here. It is really tight. Everybody's beating everybody else, and that just makes for a lot of fun as you look at the numbers brought to date.
Well, as you can see, with a win by Pittsburgh today, or the Rangers, it just makes everything that much closer. The more the teams play in the division, the tighter things are going to become. You know, Washington, with the defense they're playing, with Langway coming back, aren't going to stay there. They've got too much firepower to stay where they are. I really believe that, and that's just going to make that top group that much tighter.
For the Rangers now, Peter, looking at 11-17 at 4, Mike, they have got to be very careful just to not slip too far out of this thing and end up in a position where they're going to have trouble getting back.
Well, I don't think there's any question that you're going to have to get 80 points in this division. That means you have to play 500 hockey, 30 wins, 30 losses, 20 ties, whatever. But you're going to have 80 points to be in the playoff hunt the last couple weeks of the season. So unless the Rangers pick up some wins here quickly, they're going to find themselves out of it pretty soon.
Washington and St. Louis ended up in a 1-1 tie in their game today, and Quebec had a victory as they picked up a 4-2 win today in the only other afternoon games. And as we go along tonight, we'll keep you posted on the others. But this hockey season proving to be an interesting one. We've talked about the power play opportunity so much and the difference that's making because of the number of power play goals. I don't know who that favors. I guess Edmonton and your high-scoring clubs.
Well, you would think Edmonton, but I think who it really favors is well-balanced teams that can throw out 2 or 3 different combinations. And I think the team right now that can do that the best is Calgary. I think Calgary throws out the best second and third group, and Edmonton obviously is going to throw out the #1 best group. There's just no question about it. But I think Calgary throws out the best second and third group, and that's why I think they're really the surprise team as far as their consistency in the first half of the season.
And everybody's getting a shot at it. That's the way the league is going, in the Patrick division in particular. In Winnipeg, this is the first intermission. Devils and Jets no score. We'll be back for more right after this.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear wondrous news about the special loan of the year. Look what the money store offers at holiday times. Fixed rates, second mortgage loans, a full % below prime. That's 7 3/4% in case you don't know. Call for home equity loans. Just get up and go. Take advantage of our holiday special. Borrow up to $100,000 or more. Call the Money Store toll-free. Dial 1-800-221-9000.
When you look through a Minolta Maxim, any picture you can imagine is possible. Minolta, the leader in SLR technology, with more autofocus lenses, more autofocus zooms, to help you capture more of the action. You and Minolta Maxim bring creativity to life. Maxim, the ultimate system, only from the mind of Minolta.
Don't like the other side of my face, huh? Teams coming back out on the ice here. Holiday greetings to one and all. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whichever it may be, or just peace and joy for whatever, or nothing. As we look at some of the crowd here, here in Winnipeg, they have a club that is really in a situation, as Peter noted, which is very difficult. They just happen to be in a division that carries Calgary and Edmonton, and that's a difficult thing to overcome. Even though they've done so well in the division, you just don't gain much ground on them, and as a result, they're in third place with 27 points. Edmonton has 41 points in second place, a big spread.
We talked a little bit about Calgary and the power play. There's the fact that when you look at their lineup, they have potentially 12 players that can score 60 points or more. And that really is almost unheard of in the National Hockey, that having that much balance throughout your lineup. A lot of teams have 1 and 2 lines that can do it, but that only gives you 6 players. They have 12, including 4 defensemen, that can get you 60 points. That's a very good hockey team.
That's a lot of points. Chevrier in net, having an outstanding season. He's 14-8-3 now, with 308 goals against, an .891 percentage save. He's 1-2-1 lifetime. Miami of Ohio story. Came right out of college and found himself a job in net.
And I always enjoy going in the dressing room after the game and talking to Alan Chevrier after a win. He's got that look in his eye like he knew he was going to win the game. It didn't matter exactly how it was going to happen. Even last night, you know, he just knew that he was in control. He really feels he's in control. I've only seen that to this degree in one of the goaltender, Jerry Cheevers. Jerry Cheevers, you just looked at him, you knew for some reason, well, he's not going to let in as many goals as the other guy, and that's what I think Chevrier is really doing this year.
All right, we're underway. Second period from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Howard Chuck won the draw, cleared in. Chevrier leaves it for Cirilla. Joe Cirilla. Let's see if we see any changes early on by either team as to how they play it system-wise. Taglianetti back with Carlisle. Carlisle will clear it in. Forechecker coming in is McBain. McLean gets there in front of him. A couple forecheckers in now down deep as they try and hold the puck in. McBain jammed up in the corner. Cirilla's right there, and McLean still got his skate on top of the puck. Finally, they get the whistle. Peter, you think we'll see any system changes out here for either club in this period?
Well, I think traditionally the Jet defense has been a very gambling. They come down, they pinch along the boards a lot, and I think you're going to see that because they're not going to want to spend another period like that where they don't have any offensive chances by their forwards, and where the forwards get offensive chances when the defensemen are keeping the puck in the zone.
Let's see if it'll work. That might open things up for New Jersey as well if they can get the puck up and out quickly. Cirilla looking. Howard Chuck came around on him. There's Taglianetti stepping up the defenseman. Devils cannot get out of the zone. McBain had kept it in. Broughton gets it back. Broughton looking to the wide side. Couldn't find anybody. Maley coming in the other nice in the change, so he just dumped it in. Carlisle backing it up. McBain's got it. Driver shot it in. Puck loose in the slot. Sundstrom just overskated. McBain was able to get it up and out. Cirilla. He rips it right back down as they'll dump and chase here early on. Carlisle with it. Up against the boards. Devils really squeezing the boards. Shot by Sundstrom. Save. Bertium. Devils are not sending the forechecker down to the man behind the net. They are putting the forecheckers on the boards so that first pass up against the boards is not there. McBain, good interception. Dropped it off. Shot on. Save by Chevrier. Duncan got the shot. Ian Duncan, the rookie. Cleared up and not out of the zone. Kept in. Looking into the middle. Dave Allen. Tripped wide. Penalty coming up on the Devils. Broughton touches it, and that will get the whistle. 18:37 to go. Second period. No score.
I don't like to swim. I can't. I like to play football. Sometimes. I like donuts, too. But I don't like them with all the junk in them. I like them with holes. Donuts should have holes. And I like my truck. It's a GMC. And it's tough. Just the way I like it. I like to blow bubbles, too. You have a problem with that?
transition stage of his career. He was a 40, 45-point man, a good plus-minus man, but with Carlisle starting to slow down with him, they've been wanting Ellett to take over the offensive responsibilities. He has 30 points in 30 games, but he's also minus 15 for the season, so he's just learning how to combine both offense and defense.
Ellett able to keep it in over to Carlisle on the far side. Second power play. Each team is 0 for 1 right now in power play chances. Dumped out in front underneath the skate. Almost had that one. Wound up shot. Point score! Power play goal! 1-0. Jets take the lead. And they got that one from the left point. Just a wind up by Boschman. Didn't take him long into the power play to get it.
Carlisle is in the corner with the puck, and Boschman comes out to hold his position. Now watch at the front of the net. Watch what a good job the two Jet forwards do in front of the net. Watch Neufeld. He'll come in front of that. Now Boschman waits, takes his time, and there's Neufeld just standing right there, and Chevrier cannot see that puck. It's a real big key to have your big man standing in about 10 feet out so that the goaltender just can't see that puck.
Boschman gets it his 16th at 1:37. Neufeld will pick up one of the assists, and the other one is going to go to Steen, and that'll put him on top as the Jets take a 1-0 lead. Boschman getting the point shot, going to that wide side on the power play goal. Drop back off to Wolanin. Devils behind. Wolanin the defenseman, deep backhand shot. That one went off the backhand glove. The Jets will get it on the near side. They go wide. They roll all the way in. Chevrier will play it up to Wolanin. Wolanin will have to deke it down below to Danico. Danico. Broughton on the near side. Barry is there. Tip back out through center. Wolanin waited for it. Kirk Muller comes to get it as it never got back. Danico will clear it in. Devils will complete their change. Ellett back to get it. Power play goal picked up by Boschman. For Boschman on the power play, that will be his 4th power play goal of the year. That one shot up into the stands. Ripped up over the glass. So at 1:37 of the second period, they use the power play opportunity, and the Devils for this season are 14th in the league in power plays, give up their 45th power play goal.
And the special teams just haven't been doing as good a job the last 20 games they did the first 20 games. And I think it's just a matter of some of the small things have broken down. They don't have the man in front of the net as consistently as they did in the first while. And on the penalty count, I don't think they're quite as aggressive as they want to be when they're killing the penalties.
Jets changing the lines up a little bit here as well. This is Curvers. Curvers gets it ahead to Korn. Korn looking into the middle. Flipped it off. Perry Anderson was coming wide. Kite gets there first. Kite cleared it around. Neufeld couldn't get it. Gordy Mark will take the wrist shot. Deflected out in front. All the way to the point. Curvers. Curvers back down in front. Anderson. Anderson knocked over Johnson's stick. Mark Johnson got it. Johnson in. Tried to center. Good play as it was knocked down in front by Marois. Marois put the body down. Blocked the pass. Curvers tipped it away. Neufeld got it. Howardchuk in the middle. Neufeld will clear it in as Howardchuk was tied up on the other side. Jets want to change here. Gordy Mark bringing it up. Off the boards to Mark Johnson, who's been one of their hot scorers. Jim Korn. Carlisle's on him. Held him off for Taglianetti. Taglianetti went back and got it, and they'll be back on the attack. Smales. Smales centering past Howardchuk, knocked away. McBain. Howardchuk. In the corner, Loisel hit it with a stick. And they say it was not a high stick, so it will be playable. Taglianetti back. Howardchuk's been centering about 3 lines here in this game already. Tipped in wide. Cirilla cleared it back out. Loisel couldn't get it. Taglianetti will go the other way for it. He'll have to play it, overskated it. Loisel had gone around in front of the net. Near side driver stepping in to try and keep the puck down deep and did. Taglianetti again over to Carlisle. He lets it go to Smale. Smale turning. Loisel was right on him. Got it up to Carlisle. Bothered by Brown. Good play by Carlisle to keep it alive to Wilson. Back to Carlisle. Steen there. Tipped away. Never got a stick on it, but it went in on goal as it rolled in. Brown coming out. Cirilla's pass. Loisel has to get back onside. Back to Brickley. Nobody there to get it. Chased down at the other end. Chevrier up against the boards. Got to get back in net and does. Jets in. Shot right through the crease. Outstanding effort out in front. They're getting opportunities. Havenpah again. He's played a good offensive game. Wilson trying to back it into the middle. Could not. Havenpah over. Brown on him. Picked up Brickley. Barry couldn't keep it in. Rolled to center. Steen will come back. Thomas Steen. Plays it back to Ellett. Jets getting their change completed. Intercepted by Driver off Johnson. Johnson got it back over to McLean on the right side. Wing shot it wide. Devils have had some real good shots that have not been on goal. Scoring opportunities where they've not been able to get it in on the goaltender. Ellis tipped it ahead. Haley ran him down. Picked away by Willanen. Willanen held off by Boschman. Mark Johnson is there. Johnson overskated as McBain came in. Finally taken by Barry. He's got Naley on him. Got it out to Boschman. Boschman dumps it back. Ellis doesn't have a stick, so he'll glove it up. And they'll wave off any glove passes. The Devils will have a chance to play it.
And right now we're seeing the Jets really take it to the Devils as far as pushing the play, trying to get the puck deep into the Devils zone, trying to create some chances.
Mark Johnson with a step. Shot, save made. Johnson trying to go between the pads. Berthiaume would have none of it. He closed the door. Back the other way, Boschman, who got the power play goal. McBain cutting to the middle, tried to get it back to him. Marois was there, tipped away by Chevrier. McLean trying to back it out. It'll be kept in by Marois. Marois, McBain let it go in behind the net to Boschman. Boschman looking out in front, trying to find somebody. Will bring it around himself. Back out to the point. Marois shot deflected. That one hit off Duncan out in front. Naley trying to get it out. Marois could not keep it in. McLean on the far side. Defenseman is back, Jim Kite. Muller coming with him. Dropped it off. McLean had gotten tied up. Good play, two-line pass. 13:47 remaining in the second period. The Jets have gone on top. 1-0.
You want anything?
How about a light?
Oh, Bob, could you make that a Bud Light? If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Did you see? No. Did you?
No. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Johnson has really been playing well offensively for the Devils, and they've needed him at the center ice to score some goals because the other centermen have been having a little bit of trouble. There he has a nice shot, but you see the goaltender, see that's a great shot at the angle. He really cut down the angle. Johnson was going to have to hit one of the corners very accurately.
Could not do it. Berthiaume got the save. Carlisle gets it up against the boards. Cleared out. Gordy Mark down deep. Couldn't get him. McLean giving chase. He's got the man in the middle. Howard Chuck shot it off the side of the net. Puck's on the top of the net. Right behind Chevrier. That puck actually came out over the crossbar. There was a little piece of rubber. It almost went off Chevrier's back and in.
And at this point again, that would be about the last thing the Devils would have needed, because even though the shots don't show it, you can just feel by watching that it looks like Winnipeg is starting to get their legs, starting to get their game going.
Look at that puck, right off the crossbar. If it had turned and it flipped one more time, it would have gone off his back, but it just went up and then came back down and set. Stood right up on the crossbar. Chevrier with a break on that one. Eric Muller on the draw against Howard Chuck. Muller won this one back to Driver. Jets out on top with a goal here in the second period on their second power play chance. Broughton could not play that one. Taglianetti giving chase. Muller trying to get around Carlisle. Couldn't. Taglianetti got there. Tipped out into the middle. Gorilla will come back and play it. Chevrier driving it out to him. Devils having trouble getting that outlet pass now. Verbeek knocked down. Head to Broughton. Muller all alone, getting some help now with Verbeek coming in. Verbeek down the middle, can't find the puck. Shot, save! He got a good shot off. Berthiaume is tough. Driver trying to go rink wide on the pass, could not. Berthiaume with a couple of good saves here this period, holding the Devils down. Cleared in by Rooney. Rooney gets it behind the net. Chevrier playing it up to Broughton as the Jets change. In the middle, that went right under the skate of Verbeek, and he tripped on the puck. And right underneath his skate, perfect timing. Smale, Driver. Smale one-arming it. Good play. Got it in front. Taking away Cirillo. Good effort by Smale. Good strength. Nice play. Howard Chuck to keep it in. Driving Broughton down deep. Second period has been all Jets as they are outplaying the Devils right now. Devils in, of course, back-to-back games, whereas the Jets did get the night off. They played last on Friday. Got to go deep to get it. Devils will use the opportunity to change up. Anderson knocked it away from Smale. Smale ties up Anderson. Ellis trying to get it out. Johnson trying to keep it in. Right along the blue line did. And a good job by Mark Johnson. Taken away by Smale. Johnson again came up. Again taken away by Smale. Still there. Smale's got it back. Gordy Mark. Mark over to Korn, and Korn will clear it in from the red line. 11:49 remaining in the second period. Ellett. A lot of drop passing on the reverse, trying to get it out of there to cut down the Devils' chances of interception. Third ahead to Steen. Steen alone. Dropped it. Habenpah. Habenpah in. Save. Rebound. Ellett. Hit the post. Habenpah. Ellett in front. Steen there now. Over his head. Marois wide. Up to the other point. They're changing. Kite kept it in. Corn's got it. We've got a whistle and a penalty coming up down low. It'll be an interference call on the Devils. 11:24. Another Jets power play coming up, and they lead 1-0.
There's a holiday feast of games this week on Sports Channel. The Nets battle the Utah Jazz Monday. Wednesday, it's a showdown with Charles Barkley and the 76ers. The Owls face off with Dale Hawerchuk and the Winnipeg Jets Tuesday, then the Chicago Blackhawks Wednesday. Friday, Sports Channel's got a special Christmas treat, the premiere of Rod and Nishad Talking Sports, followed by a Mets curtain call game from the 1987 season. And don't forget New York Sports Nightly each weeknight for the complete sports wrap-up. All for you only on Sports Channel.
8:36, Mark Johnson out of there. Jets scored on their last power play chance. Curvers is going to take his place in the box. As Johnson...
They got the wrong guy.
Got the wrong guy. And they found out about it. Tommy Curvers, it'll not be on Johnson. So they make the correction. Curvers goes out for interference. He's in the box. Third power play of the game now for the Jets. They win the draw. Boschman got it back. He had the power play goal. That's the lone point up there right now. Marois on the near side, shot Steen. That's a save made. Chevrier to get a stick on that one. Loisel trying to back it out. Just got it out of there. Marois dropping it back towards the line. Steen coming in. Steen able to keep it alive. Dropped it. Marois who hollered for it. Good play. Far side. Taglianetti centering. Tip Boschman. Rebound centered. Chevrier cut the pass down. Marois keeps it alive. Back to the point. Taglianetti looking. Shot it wide. It was tipped. An intentional pass wide. Good play. Shot again. Taglianetti deflected in front. In front. Score! Bell gets the goal. Great setup from behind the net.
This is just excellent execution by the Winnipeg Jets. There were 3 or 4 passes before that were right on the stick, and that pass was right because the Devils came in immediately and took Neufeld, but the puck is right on his stick. You see the puck come. He doesn't have to stop the puck. He's able to get the shot away quickly. If it had been a little bit off, he would have had to try and control it, and Loisel would have knocked him down, but Boschman made a real nice pass.
Neufeld will pick up his 10th goal. 7 of those have been power play goals. Neufeld getting it, 9-11. Boschman will pick up one of the assists. He had that nice centering pass, and Taglianetti will get the other as he had shot it in from the point. So 2 power play goals this period, as the Jets are now 2 for 3 in their power play opportunities, and they take a 2-0 lead. They've dominated play here in the second. Chevrier up to Cirella, back to 5-on-5. Overskated. Maley's got it 2-on-2 the other way. Maley coming with McLean. McLean trying to drop it. Maley got it, looking in the middle. Couldn't get it back as Ellett tied him up. Sundstrom takes a hard shot from behind it. A penalty coming up. It'll be on the Jets. Maley trying to keep it alive. He gets hauled down, and a whistle now as the Jets control it. A cross-checking call. Power play coming up for New Jersey as they trail 2-0.
Nassau Coliseum presents the first annual Long Island Collegiate Hockey Invitational. 2 days of nonstop action featuring Boston College, Harvard, the University of Illinois at Chicago, and the University of Minnesota at Duluth. These hard-hitting, tight-checking teams will face off December 27th and 28th. Tickets available now at the Coliseum box office and all Ticketmaster locations. Don't miss the best of the West versus the beasts of the East. Call for tickets now.
Are going to get their second power play of the game as Rudy goes out with the cross-check.
This is a crucial point of the game. If the Devils have a good offensive story, even if they don't score, it takes some of the momentum away from Winnipeg. Winnipeg kills this penalty very effectively. It shows that not only their power play working, but their penalty killing is working. That means they can be that much more aggressive and cause Devils that much more trouble.
Driver kept it in. Sundstrom had a hit off the back. Near side, Maley is working on the power play. Checked by Wilson. Got it back to Cirella. Cirella will take it. Tipped out in front. Not on goal. Maley Haley looking. McLean's in front of the net. Haley to Sundstrom, right in on goal. Sundstrom didn't have much room to maneuver there. Berthiaume able to tip it away. Cirilla back out. Driver shot. That's deflected. Save made. Rebound loose. Berthiaume dove on it. Boschman pushed it away. Referee blew the whistle saying he lost sight of the puck. Bob Schick indicating he just didn't know where it was as Berthiaume was diving out. He thought he had covered up on it. Berthiaume actually hit it with a stick and pushed it away. And at 31 remaining on the power play. Berthiaume has shut the Devils out, making the 9 saves on the 9 shots.
And the Devils pass the puck around very effectively there. The key to the power play is always passing. If you make bad passes, it enables especially the aggressive jet forwards, it really enables them to jump on you, and you lose that puck, and then it's dumped out of the zone, and that's 30 seconds off the power play for one bad pass.
Sundstrom on the draw again. Driver got it. In behind the net, Carlisle. McLean, Carlisle. Carlisle got it up against the boards. Driver there to keep it in, challenged. Haley in behind the net, Carlisle right there. Good play by Carlisle. Taglianetti. Cirilla kept it in. They're challenging that puck, and it's cleared up and out of play. All year we have seen this. When the Devils are on the power play, more often than not, the opposition will come right at the puck. They try and force the Devils to make errant passes by challenging the puck at all times. And the Devils, who tended to take a lot of shots and a lot of passes around the net, if you look at John McLean, who plays out in front, have popped up a lot of passes just because of the way they've played that power play. And they've changed that lately, trying to get big people in front.
Again, we talk about confidence. It's taking that extra second to make sure. And that you just have to get the puck and move it. You can't be thinking, okay, got to get it, got to settle it down, make sure it's flat, and then pass it. Because if people are coming on you too quickly, that gives them a chance to deflect it. You just have to move it quickly and accurately.
Steen won that draw. Driver will step up to try and keep it in off Smale. He does. It is underneath him. Smale trying to freeze it up. Has to kick it out as he got dumped. Puck still underneath him. Kept alive by Broughton. Devils have 59 on the power play. In front for Beek. He had the chance, and he didn't get the stick on the puck. And Cirilla can't keep it in. Great chance as Verbeek was out in front where he wanted to be, and another one of those that should have been a shot on goal that resulted in nothing. On the near side, Cirilla. Cirilla coming in. Power play underway for New Jersey. Backed up against the point. This one's going to be cleared out by Smale. 38 seconds remaining on the power play as the Jets have a 2-0 lead. 8:52 to go in the period. Second period. Kirk Muller coming ahead, crisscrossing with Verbeek. Back to the point. This is Curvers holding it. Muller looking. Johnson. Johnson's shot. That's deflected way up and out of play as Wilson got a stick on it right up near the point of the shot.
The Jet forwards really do a very effective job putting pressure on the point men. The point men have to be very careful with the Jet forwards because they're coming so quickly, and they have such an offensive skill with Steen and Howard-Chuck and Boschman. These people can put the puck in there, so they don't want to get in a situation where they're giving the puck to these people.
Patty Verbeek with a great chance out in front right here on this power play.
You're going to watch Muller. He's going to try and give an aerial pass over the stick, and it just bounces. Just enough where Verbeek can't get enough of a real good piece of the puck.
Right underneath it as the puck stayed up a little longer than he would have liked. Boschman again will take the draw against Broughton. 18 seconds on the power play. Boschman won it. Kite will clear it, and that will just about do it. It'll be played by Chevrier. Devils will have to hurry to try and get anything off on this power play now with only 10 seconds remaining. Broughton challenged by McLean. Good play. Puck knocked away by Andy McBain. Coming back, Gordy Mark, and that's it. Power play is over. Kirk Muller will bring it in. Muller dropped it off. Patty Verbeek winds up, shot it wide. Taken by Broughton. Broughton looking down behind the net. Back to 5-on-5 now. Berthiaume have to cover up on that one as the centering pass from Muller hit off the side of the net.
You'll see Berthiaume. He'll freeze the puck more than a lot of goaltenders will because they have such confidence in their centerman. Especially, we talked about Boschman winning draws in their zone. They don't mind having draw. A lot of teams will try and move that puck and get it out. These goaltenders for the Jets, they'll freeze that puck and let their centerman win the faceoff.
Those guys who can take draws like Boschman, so it makes it a lot easier on the goaltenders. Dan Berthiaume, 2.60 goals against the Devils' lifetime with that 3-0-1 mark. He was in that 1-1 tie with Sauve. The only game these teams have played this season. In that one, Verbeek and Howard-Chuck had the goals. Devils kept it in. Wolanin tried to shoot. It was deflected behind the net. Muller is there. Boschman's all over him. Kicked away to the side, and it will be cleared out by Ian Duncan. Danico back in his own end to get it with 7:53 to go in the period. Danico, Mr. Steady on defense along with Lanham. Broughton coming ahead. Intended for Verbeek, tipped away. Broughton at the point kept it in. Around the net, Patty Verbeek didn't see it coming. Lanham stepping up now, rolled back to the point. Danico covering for him, able to get the puck back in front. Giving Broughton good chase. Broughton off Taglianetti. Good play inside. Verbeek couldn't get a stick on it. Howardchuk, good work by that line though. Howardchuk able to clear it out. Ian Duncan looking. Jets trying to change. Howardchuk was alone on the right wing. They couldn't get it to him as the pass was broken up. He had broken in by everybody. Danico coming ahead. Danico dropped off. Brown with a step. Brown in. Brown holding. Shot it. Hit the side of the net. Taken by Carlisle. He held on a little too long. Brown in front. Save for Hume. Carlisle gets it back. Brown has been robbed twice. Doug Brown robbed twice as Vertume refused to move. That one hit the door of the bench as it was being opened. Brickley coming back, tipped away. Cirillo's got it. Devils trying to get onside. Brown still out there. Devils need a change, so he'll clear it in. Loisel on Carlisle. Carlisle tipping it up against the boards. Backed up on the far side to Smale. Smale takes it back in behind the net. Cleared it up. Nobody there. This will be an icing call the other way as Driver chases it down. 6:36 remaining in the second period. Jets lead 2-0.
We're Manufacturers Hanover, changing and growing to meet your needs. In Boston, a corporation chooses Interplex, our advanced treasury management system. In Chicago, our CIT Business Credit Company provides secured loans for expansion. In Tampa, a couple on vacation gets extra money. We're Manufacturers Hanover, and now you know why we're called the financial source worldwide.
Devils with another flurry. Doug Brown, though, could not get it over. Vertume, who made the good saves. And again, Boschman will come out to draw against Loisel.
And Brown was in there twice. The first time was a breakaway, and Bethune really stood strong and forced Brown wide and didn't give Brown anything to shoot at. He did a very good job of handling the breakaway.
Boschman against Loisel. Loisel won it back. Cirillo's got a big hole. Takes the shot. Save made Vertume. Hello. He almost does a little snap catch. A la Ricky Henderson. He's feeling very confident right now in there.
As you say, you can always tell when the goaltenders are feeling confident. They do the little thing with just a little extra flair. You know, he grabs a puck and he gives a little snap, and it just tells you they're feeling very good about how they're playing.
Trying to let you know you're not going to get one by me. Vertume again. Looking out to the faceoff to his left. Boschman again against Loisel. Devils have done pretty well on the faceoffs here. Loisel wins another one. Jordy Mark could not keep it in. Puck rolled the other way. Here's a chance for a break. Steen. Chevrier played it. Schmale got it. Shot it in wide. Chevrier had to take the chance on that one. That would have been a break. Cleared out of there, taken by Barry. Jets clear the zone. Shot in. Deflects up and out of play. Almost a breakaway on that one.
You called that one, Gary. The Devils are doing a very good job against against Boschman in particular. You see the Pittsburgh now being tied up by the Rangers 4-4 still in the second period.
Lemieux has had 2 goals in that one. Sundstrom's had 1. But Udney got 1 to tie it up at 16-18. High-scoring game. They had 7 goals in the first period. Just 1 in the second. Jets leading here by a score of 2-0. Devils with a chance again to tie the Islanders for first in the Patrick division if they could pick up a victory here tonight, but they're 2 goals down. Driver back in his own end. 6:03 to go here in the second. Driver gets it back from Perry Anderson, has to circle. Havenpah right on him, holding down, and a penalty coming up. That is a bad, an atrocious penalty right there. Havenpah grabbed him. Power play coming up for the Devils. They trail 2-0.
Every day, over 30 million AT&T calls go through on the first try. Thanks to a remarkably intelligent network that forecasts traffic, anticipates tie-ups, and determines the quickest way around them. All in less time than it takes to dial. The AT&T network, you can call it the mastermind of long distance.
Glad I got through.
We're reaching further to bring your world closer. AT&T, the right choice.
What do you think of this one, Peter?
Well, it's just a situation where everything that Winnipeg has worked towards as far as getting momentum from the start of the period, they've really negated in the last little while, giving the Devils 2 real cheap power plays. And this is the last thing that the coach Maloney wanted to see, because they did work very hard to get the 2-0 lead, and they don't want to give it away by giving them back the power play goal.
Oh, look at this one. Hawerchuk scores! A short-handed goal! Hawerchuk taking it away from Mark Johnson. Dale Hawerchuk makes it a 3-0 game. That's called a back-breaking goal.
Well, it's pretty obvious the next goal is going to be a very important one in this game. We've got the Devils are back into a 2-1, or now the Devils have to open up the hockey game. They cannot sit back and wait for small chances. They have to create their own, a lot of big chances the next little while. You see Johnson just goes to make a backhand pass, and Hawerchuk, great hockey player, he read it pretty early, got it, and just fired the puck through Chevrier's legs.
Well, the short-handed goal makes it 3-0 early on the power play for New Jersey. His first short-handed goal of the year, is 17th of the season. Continues to be, of course, their leading scorer with 50 points on the year now for Dale Hawerchuk. Wilson the other way, lost it. Driver got it. Korn. Devils now really need to get one. That one came at 14-14. Korn holding it up. Devils not setting anything up now. Obviously a little shaken by that one. In the corner, a tie-up. Wilson hanging on. Korn got it. Looking back towards the middle. Had a man, never got the pass back. Driver was all alone in the slot. Behind the net, McLean. Out to Driver. He's still down deep. Takes it. That one deflected into the corner. McLean got it as Wilson blocked the shot with the body. Power play, New Jersey. Up to Driver. They're sagging back. Shot deflected wide. Rebound, McLean. Shot, save. Rebound. Score! Patrick Sundstrom finally gets one. His first goal in 20 games for Patrick Sundstrom.
Might get the puck.
I want to take it home.
If anybody was going to score a goal, the Devils needed a goal, no question. If the coaching staff could have asked for anyone to score it, I'm sure it would have been Sundstrom, because he just needs to break out offensively to give the Devils that extra punch. The Muller line seems to be coming along, but this man is a gifted offensive hockey player, and the New Jersey fans obviously haven't seen much of that. But if he can break out now in the second half and have a strong offensive second half, it's really going to give the Devils a good, solid scoring team.
So each team gets a power play on the Devils' gets a goal rather on the Devils' power play. Sundstrom at 15:08, his 6th of the year power play goal. McLean and Cirilla get the assist, and it is 3-1. The Jets lead. Short-handed goal, even bigger. Neufeld coming in. Danica on him. Neufeld jammed up into the corner. Verbika hard check on Boschman. Good play. Picked up by Wolanin. Wolanin up against the boards intended for Broughton. Taken by Ellett. Back over to Barry. 4:22 remaining in the period. Wolanin far side. Wolanin backing it up to Danico. Danico to Broughton. Broughton looking on the far side to Verbeek, who has Muller with him. Verbeek looking. Muller going in. Couldn't quite get it. He had a step. Muller all the way around the net. Wants to go back to the center, but there's nobody there. And he had a poke checked away. Just had to hang on to that one too long. Shields Hamil was able to get it. Danico will go back. Danico in the end of Wolanin as the Jets change up. Pass ended up behind Kurt Muller. Muller had that one tipped away by Habenpah. Taglianetti got it. Smale got knocked down. Comes up with a puck, though. Poke checked away by Danico. Smale still got it. Maneuvering well. Smale goes in front. Pass back. Couldn't quite get it to him. Verbeek knocked down. There's Smale again. Smale tied up by Danico. Smale doing a great job. This is Thomas Steen. Steen looking in front. Verbeek tying him up. Rolled in. Just wide of the net. Habenpah again. Habenpah's going to get a goal tonight. He has had about 4 great chances out in front. Centering pass knocked away and cleared out by the Devils. It'll be on goal, so there'll be no whistle. Played to the side of the net. Carlisle back to get it. Devils changing up. Loisel coming out with Brown and Brickley. Chevrier's got to glove this one. Habenpah coming in, and that will get a whistle. I'm going to tell you, Habenpah's had some magnificent opportunities. 3:10 to go. 3-1 Jets lead.
Tuesday at 8:30, it's explosive NHL action on Sports Channel when Pat LaFontaine and the Islanders try to ground Dale Hawerchuk and the Winnipeg Jets. That's the Islanders versus the Jets. Tuesday at 8:30, live and exclusive on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York, New Jersey fan.
They'll be playing home for a while here. Winnipeg Jets get a homestand underway. 3 games. This is one of them.
Well, the Devils continue on to Pittsburgh to play the 23rd in Pittsburgh, and then they have an afternoon game, the 26th, the day after Christmas.
Will be at home against the Rangers in the afternoon. Cleared in behind the net. Cirilla leaving it. Brown. Loisel. That was way too high for Loisel. Taglianetti. intercepted. Driver off the boards right back to him as it hit off McLean. Cleared it to Brown. Brown's backhand pass never got off. Kept in by Brown. Rolled towards the net. Loisel there. Knocked away by Berthien. Good play. Berthien can move in there. Here's McLean coming. His pass. Nice pass in the middle of Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck has a man going down deep, getting back Loisel. He's riding him. Loisel near a penalty. Didn't quite get it, but he was mighty close. Howard-Chuck takes a whack at Loisel and whacks at him again, and they let it go. It'll be cleared in. Howard-Chuck got 2 free slashes that time, as I think the referee, Bob Schick, felt there may have been a penalty before, so he let Howard-Chuck wail away. Driver back in his own end. Howard-Chuck cutting in. Driver got it. Driver cleared it out. It's getting a little rough as the checking picks up away from the puck. Pike. Sundstrom's there. Pike cleared it out. Almost hit the linesman that time. Driver backs it up. Maley. Cirilla. Cirilla can't get it out. It is kept in. Breaking in. Neufeld. Neufeld almost had that one. McLean just wants a little breathing room, so he pokes it down the other way. It will be icing as Ellett will go back to touch it with 1:50 left. As the Devils right now have outshot the Jets 14-12, but trail 3-1.
And the intensity in the last 5 minutes since the Howard-Chuck goal has really picked up on both sides. The Devils came back and got an important goal, got them back into the game. And I think that both teams have picked up the pace a little bit in the last 5 minutes.
No scoring in the first period. All the goals have been here in the second. Boschman's power play goal at 1:37. Neufeld's power play goal at 9:11. Howard-Chuck's shorthanded goal at 14:14. Sundstrom's power play goal at 15:08. All specialty teams here tonight. Devils have been, still are, down near the bottom as far as shorthanded goals given up are concerned. I think that's the 4th they've given up on the season. That was a big one. Chevrier got dumped into the net. Interference call coming as checking to see if Chevrier is all right. He went back hard on his back that time. Gordy Mark is going to go to the box on the interference.
Gordy Mark pushed Boschman. Boschman is one of the toughest centermen in the National Hockey League. Centermen as a group are not usually an aggressive, it's not an aggressive position necessarily. You have to play the body, you have to do those sort of things. But usually it's the wingers that play with the kind of aggressive nature the coaches like. But Boschman is probably the most aggressive centerman in the National Hockey League.
18:16, the time of the interference call on Gordy Mark. And here's another power play chance. 2 power play goals this period on 2 chances for the Winnipeg Jets. Devils power play continuing to suffer, 14th in the league. They've now given up 46 power play goals on the season. This club, the Jets, the 4th best power play in the NHL, and they are showing it tonight. Taglianetti kept it in, just missed. He can rip it. Taglianetti with Johnson on him. Kept the puck in. A good move by Taglianetti. Boschman. Boschman will stay down low. Marois. Steen. Boschman. Boschman tried to poke it in front. Dives. It's right in the legs. Kicked out of there by Danico. Marois got it. Marois' pass knocked away by Sundstrom. Rolled out to center. Taglianetti will have to get it back as they get on side. Boschman into the middle. Steen looking. Marois behind him. That's Marois with the puck. Taglianetti. Boschman's in front. Boschman tried to tip that one. Couldn't get enough of it. Danico and Boschman go down deep. Boschman was able to keep it alive. He's playing really well tonight. Dean gets it back. Nope. Intercepted and cleared out by Danico. 55 seconds of the period.
Then the thing is, Winnipeg has done very well. Pass the puck, move the puck around. At that time, Danico read the play and intercepted the pass and dumped the puck down the ice. Did a good job of reading the play.
Lane's got it. Back to the point. Carlisle. They changed up their power play unit. Intercepted by Cirilla. Could not get rid of it, though. Howard-Chuck on the near side. Driver running up to Marois. Marois back down to Howard-Chuck. Will let it go in behind the net on the far side. It will be played by McBain. McBain lost it. Kept in by Carlisle right along the blue line. Carlisle passed in front. Driver there. Howard-Chuck there. Couldn't get it. And cleared out. Devils with a chance. Broughton was breaking the other way. He'll go to the bench. 14 seconds remaining. Ellett back. 27 remaining on the power play. It'll run over into the period. Ellett trying to keep it going the Winnipeg Jets way. Couldn't. Sundstrom got it. Now he'll just run the clock down. Devils will whale it out of there, and that will do it. End of the second period, but it was a period in which Winnipeg had the advantage as they came away with a 3-1 differential in goals. As you look at Chevrier, who had to face a couple of power play goals and a shorthanded effort as the Devils, Peter, were outplayed in that second period.
Well, you knew Winnipeg was not going to come out and give the same effort they gave in that first period. Coach Maloney for the Jets, you just knew was going to go there and tell them exactly what he felt about the first period. So it was natural and expected for them to come out and play hard. The Devils took the penalties that they basically have to sometimes down low when there's all kinds of confusion. The key was that the Jets capitalized on them and got that 2-goal lead. But then the tough one was, with no question, was a shorthanded goal. But then the Devils, as they've shown all season long, don't really get too down. They used to, in past years, that situation would have put them right into a hole mentally, but they bounced right back and Sundstrom got a goal.
So it'll be 16 seconds remaining on the power play for the Jets when they go to the third. We will be back for our second intermission. Jets lead it at the end of 2, 3-1.
It's time for Lifestyles of the Original Party Animal with the Grand Poobah of Partyometry, Bud Light's own Spuds McKenzie, as he's planning tonight's Big Bash. His fans watch as he tans his way to party elegance, a facial and massage, and Spuds McKenzie is ready to party. And Spuds parties with only Bud Light. He knows everything else is just a light.
Test. You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
They think they can hide them from me, but they can't. I just have to see what the boys got me from Marsh's. I can see it now. Leo always gets me one of their sharp-looking sweaters. Nothing here. Brian knows how much I love their designer suits. Nothing here either. I bet Scott will get me a new overcoat, but he has ulterior motives. Nothing. Mark has me worried. I know he'll get me some great shirts, but the poor salesman at Marsh's, I give up.
For the holidays, the Rodin collection, designed for the avant-garde man. Rodin offers European elegance for the American man. Marsh's of Huntington Village for your holiday shopping.
Back here in Winnipeg, there you see it. Jets leading it by a score of 3-1. Let's take a look at the shots on goal. A fairly even Steven game, and it shows right there. Can't get much more even than that. 7 for each for both periods. 14-2. Scoring summary. It all came in the second period. Boschman would get it going. The power play goal came at 1:37. Neufeld and Steen getting the assists on it. Then Neufeld would score at 9:11 on a power play, his 10th of the year. Boschman and Taglianetti involved in that one. Howard checked the backbreaker in the period at 14-14, intercepting the pass, shorthanded goal unassisted. And Patrick Sundstrom on the same power play at the other end, 15:08, got his 6th of the year. McLean and Cirilla got the assists on it, so that's the way the period ended, and we have completed 2 with the score now, Jets leading 3-1. Well, how popular is hockey and different versions of it? We're going to tell you about it during this period as we go along and send out our season's greetings to one and all. First, we want to remind you that on Monday, December 28th, the Islanders and the Devils, 7:45. It'll be Bergen Record Hanky Night. All fans will be receiving a goal for the goal hanky, courtesy of the Bergen Record. You can call for information at 201-935-6050. Then the New Jersey Devils will continue Wednesday, December 30th. Big game against the Caps. We're trying to turn it around. That is Trump Plaza Autograph Puck Night. All fans will receive a regulation puck featuring autographs of the Devils team. A very nice puck. Saw some of those the other day. It is courtesy of Trump Plaza Casino and Hotel. Big games upcoming, 201-935-6050 for information. And we will be back for more of our second intermission with the Jets leading at 3-1.
And now a message from Joe Namath.
If you love a kid who loves to play football, I want to talk to you. Oh, and if you're that kid, stop watching TV and go study. Hey, football's a great sport, but like all sports, it's important that kids learn the basics. How to play safely and correctly, as well as get other things out of the game. Teamwork, confidence, friendship, and fun. For 16 years, I've had a football camp for young players, and some of the greatest professional football players teach there because they love the game and because they love kids. Now your kids can experience one exciting week with old Joe and the guys on video cassette. For just $19.95, we'll send you Joe Namath's Video Football Camp, the 60-minute video that teaches your kids a lot of what I've learned about football and a little of what I've learned about life.
To order Joe Namath's Video Football Camp, call 1-800-626-9000 or send check or money order to Rainbow Home Video, P.O. Box 11338, Des Moines, Iowa 50340.
You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
If you're one of the 70 million Americans suffering from back pain, this message is for you. Back pain should be treated, not ignored, and not all treatments are the same. At the office of Doctors Ivy and Carrie Zelenka, you'll receive personalized care with state-of-the-art treatment to relieve muscle and joint pain.
If you suffer from back pain, call now. Your consultation and examination will be free.
In most cases, the cost of treatment is completely covered by your insurance plan. Be free of pain. Call 599-1300 for an appointment now.
All right, I'll take two on this one. The popularity of hockey in all its varying forms. Stan Fischler's got a comment about that.
Not capitalizing. Red in the corner tries a centering pass. He shoots wide to the right. Orange over the blue line. Into the left corner. A centering pass. A shot. Oh, it hit the goal post. Red has it. He centers it out. He's coming in on goal. He shoots wide. There he scores on a rebound.
Yes, it's table hockey at its best. No, not the cheap kind you and I played as kids. This is the ultimate in table hockey. It costs $750 a game, and the models are custom-made by Brooklynites Rick Benet and Rich Roth. They've produced such a popular game that teams from Montreal drive down to New York for tourneys in Manhattan. They play a group that I consider the founding fathers of table hockey here. It includes an actor, a printer, a landscaper, and unbelievably, a concert pianist named Alexander Taratsi, who originally comes from Moscow. To them, the game has become as addictive as bagels and lox.
Actually, I look forward to it all day, you know, when I have a game. When I know I have a game that day, it's always in the back of my mind. And it's an event to look forward to get together with my friends and play a little gentlemanly competitive hockey.
It's as difficult to be a great table hockey player as it is to be a concert pianist. In fact, Taratse used to play in the Soviet Union with members of the Moscow Conservatory of Music. But now his teammates are different. And they'll tell you that the characteristics of a great player are many and varied.
The fact that you have to be fast and very rapid and use your fingertips, and it helps you to know how to use fast your fingers and how to communicate and how to use one hand in one direction and another hand in another direction.
Mental composure. You can get very easily flustered in this game. You have to be fast, you have to be relentless, you have to want to win. You have to really pressure the other person and not let them out of their zone, just like in real hockey.
The inventors put 30 hours of work into producing each game, and it shows in the finished product. The goalies move in all directions. The arena has plexiglass around the sides. It has everything but the fights. And right now they claim that 1,500 people are playing super table hockey across the country. And if you listen to the addicts, you'll know the reasons why.
I think it's much better than having a television, because at least you're conversing with each other and having a good time. But the fact that everybody considers this as a childish game makes us adults also kind of very naive, and that's nice. I mean, simplicity of it. Which helps also in communication.
This is Stan Fischler at Ringside for Sports Channel.
Tradition of horsepower. For the second consecutive year, Budweiser racing teams captured 3 national championships. Bobby Rahal in the Bud IndyCar, Kenny Bernstein in the Budweiser team, and Jim Kropfeld in Miss Budweiser. It's a tradition of horsepower that keeps Budweiser ahead of the pack. Racing fans,
basketball's a team game, but each player has his own moves to make. Sometimes you know you can do it, but sometimes you want somebody else to give it a try. On the court, good moves score points. On the road, a bad move can lose the whole game.
If a driver's been drinking, make your own move. Don't let a drinking driver take you anywhere.
You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
Guess what time it is? It's time for holiday and winter shopping. And there's only one place to go. Nemo's.
At Nemo's, we work hard to make your holiday shopping easy. By giving you friendly service and a tremendous selection.
So don't be left out in the cold. Go to Nemo's.
Shop Nemo's for Timberland waterproof boots. Timberland, available in all sizes.
Nemo's. You gotta love it. Happy holidays.
New Jersey Devils trying to do what they've not been able to do this season, and that's get a couple of road wins back-to-back. They had one in Minnesota, but tonight they're going to have to come from 2 back in the third period, which is not easy to do in this league.
Well, it's not easy to do at any time of the season, but especially at this time of the season when the teams are really concentrating on their home ice victories. Last night was one of the rarest nights, I think, in the history of hockey. 7 visiting teams won. So I think a lot of their coaches today said, now wait a minute, guys, we can't let the Christmas season become part of this whole situation. So right now the teams saw that the visiting teams were winning a lot of games, and so they're starting to concentrate on the hockey right now for the last week before Christmas.
First period of play, the Devils took it to them and had some of the better scoring opportunities, in fact most of them, but the second period turned that right around. As Peter said, the Jets were going to come out and try and make it roll, and they did, and here's how they started the scoring in that second period of play.
Well, both of them on the power play, and again, it's just a good shot here. Boschman, but Newfield is the key to this one because he was in front. Chevrolet could not see it. Boschman waited for him to get in front, and Boschman made a nice shot, but the key was Newfield standing in front of the net.
I got him started early at 1:37 on the power play. Then Newfield himself would get one a little later at 9:11, which would give them a 2-0 lead, and this is how they got it, and it was a pretty good play.
And this was just good passing by everybody. There's a lot of good passes from around the net. Everybody's making nice plays. They're hitting the tape with the stick, or with the passes, and you're going to see Taglianetti hit the back here at the point, shooting the puck. It goes behind the net. Now, it's going to come over to Boschman behind the net, and he'll find Newfield in front. But watch how Newfield positions himself before the shot. Watch his stick is down. He gives Boschman something to shoot for, and Boschman put it right on his stick.
Yeah, that said to kids so much when they're teaching them, keep the stick on the ice. That's the reason why. Get you that quick shot. Boschman and Taglianetti at 9:11. Backbreaker of the period, well, leave it up to Hawerchuk. One of the leading scorers, 7th best in the NHL. Here's one of the reasons why.
3 of the shorthanded goals the Devils have had against them have been by Gretzky, Lemieux, and Hawerchuk. And one of the reasons that this goal has had is because Hawerchuk is able to read this play. He reads a little bit of the pass, just gets the pass, and Chevy really doesn't have a chance. It's such a quick situation.
That's an unassisted shorthanded goal right there that made it 3-0 on the same power play. The Devils would finally get on the board.
And I'm sure the minute this was over, Patrick Sundstrom was saying, well, what was so tough about that? Because the puck came to him, he has made a nice, accurate shot, and the puck's in the net. I don't think in his whole career, Patrick Sundstrom won't go another 20 games without a goal.
3-1, that's the way it is. Third period face-off coming right up.
Guess what? My folks just left.
Thank you.
The Subaru Justy with on-demand four-wheel drive gets you anywhere you want to go less expensively than any other four-wheel drive car.
Mr. Potts, you're home. Of course, the roads are terrible. What brings you out on a night like this, James?
Rolex and your official Rolex jeweler share a commitment to quality, symbolized by the display of this crystal prism. Achievers such as tennis champion Chris Evert wear the 18-karat gold Rolex Lady President with confidence and pride, the timepiece that sets the standard for excellence. Look for the Rolex Prism, your assurance of authenticity, only at your official Rolex jeweler.
Available at Ferrara Jewelers in Bayshore.
Hi, I'm Phil Simms with the Giants. When I'm on the field, these guys protect me from blitzing linebackers. But when I'm on the road, it's these men and women who protect me and my family from drunk drivers.
That's right, Phil. Here in New Jersey, we have tough laws against drinking and driving. If you're caught, you automatically lose your license and pay a heavy fine. You could even be sent to jail.
That's right, Governor Kane. Remember, protect yourself
and others.
Don't drink and drive.
Devils will try and do something they've done only twice this year, and that's win in the third period when they've trailed going into it. They're 2-11-1 when they trail after 2, whereas the Winnipeg Jets 9-2-1 when they take a lead into the third period. Let's see how this one works out, whether it stays by the numbers. 8 seconds remaining on the Jets' power play here. Cleared up against the boards. Shot from the point, saved by Chevrier. Cleared out of there, and that will kill off the penalty, and there will be no icing as Gordy Mark comes out of the box. And so the New Jersey Devils are back even up after 2 power play goals have been picked up in this game by the Winnipeg Jets, who are now 2 for 4. Played by Wolanin. Craig Wolanin looking just underway here in the third period. Great to have you with us. Gary Thorne and Peter McNabb with you from Winnipeg. Verbeek going down low. Falling down. Lots of people falling down out here tonight, Peter. Any particular reason?
Well, one of the reasons might be the fact that the ice is so good here, and you're used to having your skates sharpened a little bit differently for poor ice. And maybe the ice is so good that your blades just aren't able to hold on.
Bushman got it off in front. Chevrier covers up the rebound. Now it's bounced away from him underneath. Danico pulls it in. Great chance at the other end. Almost for Ian Duncan.
Ian Duncan was sent down the minors, came up, went back, and all of a sudden he came up last time. He had 9 goals in 9 games for him playing with Howard Chuck. But I think what he realized is that if you go to the net, if you're a big player and you go to the net, you're going to get some scoring chances playing with the Boschmans and the Howard Chucks. And I think finally it just sort of clicked in for him, and he's kept it. Now he has 10 goals already after only 19 games he's played in the National Hockey League.
23 years old, 6'1", 204-pounder, number 36. Ian Duncan has got good size. Almost for the Jets. This is another one of those games where the next goal is so big. That shot deflected up the glass on the far side. Taglianetti stepping in. Meliani. He played in behind the net. McBain holding Howard Chuck. McBain kicked it away. Haley going over to get it. He got rammed up hard by the young rookie Duncan. Devils coming back. McLean with man in the middle. Maley takes the shot. Save made. It was right on. Carlisle picks it up. Carlisle had to sit out a couple of games, playing mighty hard right now. Cleared in. Chevrier bangs it off the boards. Howard Chuck overskated. Maley's got it. Good pass up ahead to McLean. 2-on-2. McLean will take it. Save made. Bertium going down for it. Cleared up, and Maley could not hold it. This will be an icing call the other way, as it does not come into the crease, so Curvers is able to touch it, and the face-off comes back the other way.
You talk about Carlisle sitting out a couple games. That was a forced situation. The management felt he just wasn't playing well. This is a former first-team All-Star Norris trophy winner for outstanding defenseman. I don't think it sat very well with him, and he handled it very well. He didn't pout or complain, and he's played very well since he has come back. But it is always very hard for your very talented players to sit down.
31 years old and a 12-year pro, which makes it even that much more difficult. He was picked up from Pittsburgh from Mo Manfred and Doug Bodger. Good players, 3 very good players involved in that trade. On the near side, Gordy Mark. Brown behind him. Mark kicking at it. Dean was able to get it out. Curvers waiting. Shoots it in. Save made. Bertium. Kite's got it. Devils need to get that next goal. They'll wave off any icing. Chevrier will have to play it. Smale was coming in. Up against the board. Rolls out to center. Brickley unable to control. Shot right back in. Chevrier dropping it for Gordy Mark. Mark tied up behind the net. Smale took it away. Tried to center out in front. Havenpah knocked down. Kept in at the right point, though. Havenpah behind the net. Curvers. Havenpah kicked it. Loisel kicked it right back the other way. Brickley trying to get it out of there. Couldn't. Good effort here as the Jets keeping it down in his offensive zone. Finally flipped out through center. Kite. tight. Back the other way to Steen. Steen looking. Havenpaz in the middle. He'll dump it as they want to change up. Chevrier unable to stop it. Near side to Verbeek. Verbeek gets it up to Loisel. Kirkmuller, yep, he's coming out with a line. I'm checking to see if that knee's all right. Cleared up, not out. Danico kept it in. Bertium leaves it there for Ellett. Ellett dropped it back on the other side to Brad Berry. He was recalled on the 16th. Cleared it up, not out. Kept in. Verbeek looking in the middle. Kirkmuller, a shot! So he just missed as it went off the glove and wide. Muller with a good shot off balance on the off wing. Wolanin cleared it up to Kirkmuller. Big save right there for Bertium. Danico over to Verbeek. 3-1 lead. Jets. Verbeek shot. Backhand glove save. That was ripped. Danico, the defenseman's down deep, got caught there. Brad Berry able to clear it out. Wolanin is back covering though. Jets will change. Neufeld on the forecheck. Muller overskated. He was looking for someone to pass to. Neal right there knocked it away. Good play by Gilles Emile. Kept it in. His Howardchuk shot. That was deflected. Rebound shot. Just missed on the second chance. Howardchuk, 2 good chances. Kirkmuller is out there on a long shift. Broughton's got it. Broughton drops it off. And they'll clear it in. Wolanin will just jam it. Bertium goes in behind the net to hold it up. Picked up by Taglianetti. Howardchuk kicking it ahead. McBain overskated. Sundstrom picking it up. Sundstrom back into the middle. Maley back over to Sundstrom. Maley's open in the middle. Sundstrom could not get it back. Taglianetti tipped it away. In front again. It was loose. Howardchuk finally got it. Howardchuk able to clear. McBain stood up. Nice stand-up check. McLean takes Howardchuk off. Chevrier plays it. Up to Patrick Sundstrom, who's all by his lonesome. Poked away by Carlisle. Sundstrom's stick held onto by Smale. Trying to keep it in. Good play. Maley looking. McLean in front. Centered him. He missed it. Another great chance. Oh, they've missed a couple of great scoring opportunities. And it's cleared out by the Jets. Icing could be called. Smale in a race with Cirilla. Chevrier's going to play it, so there'll be no icing. 2 great chances here by the Devils, not able to convert. Sundstrom couldn't get it. Penalty coming up. At the other end, it will be touched up, and a penalty is going to be called on the Jets for high sticking. 15:06 to go in the third. 3-1 Winnipeg.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. No matter what you drive, how you drive, or where you drive, or what conditions you drive under. With Mobil synthetic oil technology, there's no finer engine protection anywhere. Mobil 1, on the leading edge of mobile motor oils.
Power play opportunity. Howardchuk out of there. He is called on the high sticking.
This is a big power play for Devils. They score here, and they don't have to open things up. The general rule of thumb is for every goal you're down in the third period, 5 minutes you have to open up. If you're down by 1 goal, the last 5 minutes of the period you have to open up. If you're down by 2, the last 10 minutes. If you're down by 3, obviously the last 15 or whatever. But that's the usual rule of thumb.
Almost off Broughton that time. Against the board, Johnson battling with Marois. Marois, good strong effort, but taken away by Patty Verbeek. Verbeek goes the other way to Kirkmuller. Back out onto point to Curvers with Johnson. They challenge the puck again. Broughton, now they'll drop back as the Devils set it up. Johnson with a big shot. Takes it, save made. Nobody there. Rebound kick wide. Curvers came down. Muller shot deflected wide. Devils just can't seem to get the lid off here. Broughton holding it. Johnson, they're getting chances. Johnson looking back over to Broughton. A big area. That hit the post. Oh, it wasn't meant to go. Cleared up to the line and out. Johnson over to Curvers. They could have had 4 goals here in about the last minute. Broughton down deep. Marois on him. Broughton tied up. Dropped it off to Kirkmuller, and it went behind him. Now they'll come back the other way. Wilson got it out to Smale. 2-on-2. Here's a shot. Score! Second short-handed goal by the Jets. Smale gets it 4-1. Winnipeg.
See it. One team really, really pressing, getting a lot of chances, then boom, they hit the post, and the team breaks out and scores a tough goal. This is obviously not a great goal because of the angle and the fact it goes right through Chevrier's legs.
Wilson will get the assists on it. Smale will get the goal. 2 short-handed goals scored against the Devils. 5 against the Devils on the season now. 2 here tonight. And it makes it a 4-1 game. Power play still underway with 58 seconds remaining on it. Devils now 0 for 3 in power plays, and they've given up 2 short-handed goals. Here comes Smale again. He'll shut it down this time as the Devils were back and cleared back the other way. Carlisle will be giving chase. Dropped on by Berthiaume to Carlisle, and he's able to get it out of there. 40 seconds remaining to go on the power play. McLean dropping it back. Driver down to McLean, who can't control. Korn's got it back to McLean. McLean looking in front. Sundstrom there. McLean's got the shot. That one deflected off Korn and up and out of play. So it has been a short-handed night. You don't see short-handed goals scored all that often, obviously. You don't usually see 2 in a game.
And that's Smale's 20th short-handed goal in his career. So they really do have a set system. And I think one of the things they did in that particular play is he saw that Mark Johnson was one of the point men back. It wasn't a defenseman. And Mark Johnson didn't let him have the pass. He didn't play it badly at all, but it enabled Smale to just go down the boards and take the shot, knowing that Johnson wasn't going to come over and check him.
He has 2 short-handed goals now this season. Ironically, this club is the one that has given up power play goals this year, short-handed goals. Driver dumping it in front. Sundstrom was held onto. It'll be cleared out of there. On goal. Evrier hanging on to it. Devils trailing by a score of 5-1 with only 13-17 left to go in the game, and they only have 10 seconds on this power play. Power play has not worked for them of late, and of late includes about the last 9 games. Up into the middle, Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom will tip it in. Power play is over, back at full strength. Cleared around the boards by Berthiaume. Driver down deep, takes the shot, deflected. Driver's in. Driver looking. McLean! He can't get it over it. Berthiaume with another great save. Bohannon clears it down to McLean, who thought he was out of a slump right now. He's going to be talking to himself again. Marshman gets it back. McLean has missed 2 great chances, 2-on-1. McBain coming. Barry on the other side. Save! Chevrier with a glove. 2-on-1 break. Good play by McBain. McBain drove it out. Korn's got it. Korn coming back 2-on-3. Korn. Loisel in the middle. Puts it in on goal. Berthiaume will hang on to it. Lost in front. Puck loose. Backhanded shot deflected. That one went off McBain as Loisel had the chance. Back the other way. Knocked away from Howard-Chuck. Got it back. Onside. Dumped in the middle. Backhand pass. Shot on. Missed wide. Another great chance. Oh, they blasted. Duncan has had a couple of shots down low, and he had one there, and he let her rip. Puck still in the zone for the Jets. Finally brought out by Wolanin. Wolanin will shoot from center. Broke the blade. 11:58 left to go in this game as the Jets have taken a 4-1 lead. There's McBain again. He's having a good one over to Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck to McBain. Centered in front. Tipped wide. They got another good setup. Baines playing a real strong game out there. Neufeld had a chance on that one. Jam up in the corner. Danico, Brown over, and they'll get a whistle. 11:37 to go in the game. The Jets leading the Devils 4-1.
Well, you're the kind of man that likes to do things your own way.
Howard-Chuck and Loisel have really been going at each other after the faceoffs. We saw it earlier in the second period, and we see it again now. And they came together, and Loisel gave him a little bit of a push, and Carlisle came rushing right in from the point and came right at him.
Well, they're still going to have to sort it out down there as pushing and shoving continues. So while they do so, we will take a break. We'll be back right after this.
the Nets take on the Utah Jazz at the Meadowlands, live and exclusive at 7:30, right here on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
Well, they've got a couple people over there at least. Loisel's gone into the box. Howardchuk has gone into the box on the far side. Neufeld has joined him over there as they clean up the mess in the corner.
Howardchuk has had a tough night. The Devils have really played him well. They've hit him, they've taken the body, and a lot of occasions, and aside from the one power play goal, short-handed goal, he really hasn't had a lot of chances, and it's certainly not like the night he had in the Meadowlands where he had 10 shots on goal.
So it looks like we'll have matching minors, or more, maybe, a couple each. There's Neufeld, and there you see Maloney. He's down there at the end of the bench hollering out. And an extra 2 has been put up for the Jets. So the Devils may get a power play out of it. Talking about the shorthanded goals, Winnipeg had given up 12 shorthanded goals coming into tonight's game. They're the ones who've given up all of them. Tonight they get 2.
Well, their shorthanded power play penalty killers have done an excellent job through the years. They've always had a very good penalty killing core. Last year they led the league. But this year they just had a little bit of trouble, some injuries and things like that. But I think that they always had a real good ability to score shorthanded goals because of the speed, the team's speed. They've got very fast forwards.
They had the best penalty killing unit last season in the league. They've had some trouble with it this year, but they are hanging in. I want to point out that on that last goal, Wilson, who picked up the assist on Smale's goal, that is his 200th NHL point. So a little mark for him to be picked up there. We will go down to the PA here and pick up the announcement as soon as we have it, as they're still sorting out what the calls are going to be. They have 2 extra minutes up on the board for the Jets.
Loisel was in the box, and now he's out. So they obviously, he thought he was going to be in the box. They decided just to give Howardchuk the 1 penalty for giving him a push.
Ray Neufeld, 2 minutes for roughing, and to number 10, Dale Howardchuk, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalties, 8:23. The Devils Danico for roughing, the Jets Neufeld for roughing, the Jets Howardchuk for unsportsmanlike conduct at 8:23.
There you go. Roughing on Danico, roughing on Neufeld, unsportsmanlike conduct on Howardchuk. Devils get another power play opportunity. But right now, they would almost have to turn down power plays. Boy, they are not working for them. They are 0 for 4 in power plays tonight and have given up 2 shorthanded goals. They are trailing 4-1. They need one right here.
And each time, it looks like Winnipeg is going to start to go. They have taken a bad penalty. So fortunately, the Jets have given the Devils a couple opportunities to get back in the game. And this is going to be the one time that the Devils have to capitalize.
Driver will clear it in. Bertium in behind the net, let it go to Kite, off Muller. Verbeek, good step up, battling Wilson. Broughton coming in to help out. Puck poked to the point. Mark Johnson got it. Back over to Driver to Johnson. Devils set it up, and a good play knocked away. Wilson tipped that away from Johnson, who was coming back to the middle. Now they'll challenge the puck. Till the Devils get it set up, the Jets will stay right on the man with the puck. Devils have decided to dump and chase, not try to take it in. Kite. Johnson at the point, could not get it. It's not been a good third period for Mark Johnson. Things are happening to him out there. Not so much things he's doing wrong as things just aren't working the way he wants. Pucks going by him under his feet, and passes that are being tipped away. Broughton being chased. McBain on him. Muller coming ahead. Set it up to Driver. Driver trying to shoot it in, hit it off Muller, and there's a clear up. Devils got a big jam over there in the corner. McBain was there again. Devils still not out of the zone. His Driver's still in there. Johnson brought it in offside, and it continues. Not working very well right now for Mark Johnson. Darren Broughton heads to the bench.
Get one of those situations where nothing goes right for you. Mark Johnson was right against the boards as Kite threw the puck around, and just as it got to him, it just hopped up over his foot and out of the zone. He was in the right position, doing exactly the right thing, but the puck just hopped up and went out of the zone.
As we said, not so much he's doing anything wrong, he's just not able to get the things right that he wants to do.
The best thing to do in those situations is get right off the ice.
Come back and try it again. Look at this one. Pittsburgh taking that big lead. Chicago over Boston 2-1 as the Blackhawks continue to play some good hockey. Hume had to let that one go into the corner, and Marois was over, and it's cleared out. 38 seconds remaining in the power play. Devils not doing much with it. They have outshot the Jets 22-16. Jets have picked up 4 goals on 16 shots. Korn with an angle. Kite cuts it off. Jams him up. Korn's got the puck underneath. Sundstrom dug it out. The Devils are just taking precious seconds off here as Kite won't let him free. Korn's got it, but everybody's in the corner. Korn still got it. Gets it back up to the point to Cirilla. Cirilla holding. Devils with 2 people out in front. 5 on the power play. Kerber's shot. High, deflected by Snail up and out of play. One problem Jimmy Korn's got. It is slow.
Yeah, it's just the matter that we talked about the power play. That's no man's land in there. They would love to get the puck in that corner and leave it in there because you're not going to get offensive chances right there. What you want to do is the quick pass. And I think the two real keys tonight in tonight's hockey game, 5-on-5, I think the Devils have outplayed Winnipeg. It's the specialty teams have really let the Devils down on both sides. Obviously, they've given up a couple power play goals. They've given up a couple short-handed goals, and that's real tough. Even though they have got one power play goal of their own, the fact remains that they're still -1 in that category, and that just shouldn't happen.
They only have 2 seconds remaining on this power play opportunity, so they'll have to try and get a quick shot off it here. As Sundstrom will take the face-off. He'll try and draw back here if he can. All the Jets want to do is mark a little time right here and run that off. Everybody moving out of position, so they'll have to wait and get back here.
The Devils try and get one quick shot by getting the puck back to Kervers and having McLean go right to the front of the net.
Steen on the draw. They can't control. Steen got it out of there. Right out of the penalty box. Howard-Chuck 2-on-1 has McBain in the middle. Howard-Chuck took the shot. Save made. Chevrier hangs on. Gordy Mark in behind the net. Held off by McBain. Drops his gloves. They want to go. McBain was protecting Howard-Chuck when he ran into Gordy Mark. Pretty good punches both sides. Howard-Chuck poked at the puck when Chevrier had it frozen. McBain came the other way and stepped between Gordy Mark and Howard-Chuck. And Gordy Mark just dropped the gloves. So McBain said, all right, let's go. And they did. We've got 9:30 left to go in the 3rd period with the Jets on top 4-1.
They think they can hide them from me, but they can't. I just have to see what the boys got me from Marsh's. I can see it now. Lee always gets me one of their sharp-looking sweaters. Nothing here. Brian knows how much I love their designer suits. Nothing here either. I bet Scott will get me a new overcoat, but he has ulterior motives. Nothing. Mark has me worried. I know he'll get me some great shirts, but the poor salesman at Marsh's, I give up.
For the holidays, the Rodin collection, designed for the avant-garde man. Rodin offers European elegance for the American man. Marsh's of Huntington Village for your holiday.
The left part, you see Howard-Chuck come back. He had just finished taking the shot and then jabbed the Chevrier's glove. And that's what Gordy Mark was mad. And this was just McBain stepped in because they're not going to let Howard-Chuck fight. None of the Winnipeg Jets will let Howard-Chuck fight.
So that's the way it ended up. And the Devils get the worst of it in the sense that there's an extra instigating penalty tacked on. Gordy Mark instigating in 5 minutes for fighting. McBain 5 minutes for fighting. So a power play here for the Winnipeg Jets. As Anderson will go over to serve the 2-minute minor, Terry Anderson. Gordy Mark will have to stay in there for the 5. So here's another power play now for Winnipeg. They have already picked up 2 power play goals and 2 shorthanded goals. We've had no even strength goals tonight. Snail could not handle it. Chevrier is able to clear it out. Carlisle bounced off the glove. Fritz Hume at the other end leaves it. Carlisle with Sundstrom on him. Sundstrom take it away. So the Devils now need the shorthanded goal with only 9:07 left to go. Ellett clears it around. Howard-Chuck, who is the cause of all of that, gets to stay out on the power play. Ellett will bring it up. Great defenseman. 29 points, 7th best in the National Hockey League in scoring for defensemen. Danico in the corner, tied up. Howard-Chuck dug it out, then lost it. Devils will get it. Loiselle will come 2-on-2 the other way. Now 2-on-3 the other way. They all come together. All 3 Devils came together. They were all at center ice. They had a 3-on-2 break and a short-handed effort. Danico will get the puck. They all ended up out in the middle of the blue line. Kept in. Howardchuk. Oh, overskated by Johnson. Howardchuk back down low. Holding shot. Save made. Chevrier got a piece. Cleared out Mark Johnson.
And you're going to see the Devils now at every opportunity. All the players are going to be joining the play. They need 3 goals in 8 minutes.
Marshman got it down to Howardchuk. In front is Steen. Just behind him. Back the other way. Aaron Broughton coming. 2-on-2 for the moment. Broughton looking into the middle of Brown. Brown there. Shot it. It was deflected. Up and out of play. Piece of it. Marois got it with a stick. Oh, the Devils making a shorthanded 2-on-2 with Broughton leading it.
Had the score been 2-1 or 2-2, you would not have seen Brown going in that deep trying to get the pass. You would have seen him cutting in, letting Broughton possibly take a chance by himself for a shot, but you wouldn't have seen him join the play. As I said, with 8 minutes to go, they need 3 goals to just tie this game. So they're going to, everyone has to be joining the play the rest of the period.
Devils still having trouble getting the puck in the net. They have to play every game so tough. They have scored 109 goals, which is 18th in the league. Given up 115, which is 6th best. Boy, not scoring, it makes it tough, grinded out game.
It's really tough to think of the last laugher or even semi-laugher the Devils have had.
Cleared up the other way to Steen coming in. Steen looking into the middle. McBain is there. Decided not to go to him. Taglianetti at the point. Hit by Brickley, but he got it in behind the net. Cirilla comes in, putting the check on. Jamming away. Power play underway here. 11 seconds left on it. Shot saved. Chevrier, Brickley cleared it out. Well, that'll about do it on that one. Will be played back by Taglianetti. Power play is over. We're back at full strength. Coming out of the box. Broughton's got it. Broughton coming in. Broughton dropped it off to Kurt Muller for Beek. He dropped it behind him. And it's cleared out by Rooney. Had a chance for the shot on that one, but the pass just a little behind Patty Verbeek, who was dropping in behind Kurt Muller. Cirilla wraps it around. Kicked in. That'll be an offside as Barry shoved it in. They will wave it off as Chevrier played it. Driver gets it out to Broughton. Broughton behind Muller with that pass. Not connecting right now. Neufeld back in his own at center ice. Didn't attempt to take it to the zone. Barry clears it in. On the near side, kept in. Good play. Rooney in the pass back. Driver blocked it. Puck is caught in the pants, and he'll hang on. And no problem in the corner as Patty Verbeek came in to help out, but didn't exactly put a check on. 6:48 remaining to go from Winnipeg, where the Jets are leading at 4-1.
Hi, I'm Julius Irving, and I'm here to help each and every one of you improve your basic basketball skills.
Now the NBA can be yours on video cassette. Let Dr. J pay you a video house call with this unique instructional and career highlight tape. Or relive the Lakers championship drive for 5 with a look at last year's best. Also available 87 team highlight videos of the Hawks, Rockets, and a special 2-season Celtics video. To order, call 1-800-972-5858. That's 1-800-972-5858.
Off the draw, Elliott shot deflected into the corner. Pass panned on Havenpah, got it in behind the net. Howardchuk tried to center it. Sundstrom was there. Haley's got it on the far side. 6:35 left to go. Cleared in. 4 goals on 19 shots for the Jets tonight. Haley in the corner. Sundstrom. Tie up behind the net. Sundstrom trying to get in front. Poke checked away for Hume. Centered. In front. Backhanded. McLean can't get it. Delayed call coming up. Naily shot. Deflected again. It'll be on the Jets. There's the whistle. Power play coming up for New Jersey on the action out in front. So the Devils will get another power play chance. It will be holding. And the action in front on Dave Ellett.
And the Devils are really pounding people into the zone. The shots on goal are 22-20 now for the Devils. And the situation is when the coaching staff is going to look at this game afterwards, they don't look at chances during power plays. They cut those off and they deal with those by themselves. The Jets have not had that many chances 5-on-5. The Devils have played a strong game defensively. Again, it's just been they've capitalized on the good chance they've had on the specialty team situations.
And the Devils have not been able to take advantage of their opportunities. Ellett goes out for holding at 13:44. The Devils will now have their 6th power play chance. They have picked up 1 power play goal tonight. They have given up 2 short-handed goals. Now they're going to have a meeting here before we see the face-off. Tomorrow at 7:30 on Sports Channel Plus, college basketball action when All-American candidate Vernon Maxwell and the 11th-ranked Florida Gators take on the rivals from South Florida, the Bulls. Florida versus South Florida tomorrow, 7:30, live and exclusive on Sports Channel Plus. Sports Channel Plus not available in all areas. Curvers. Power play for New Jersey. Poke checked away by Kite. Lane kept it in. Sundstrom Kite wrapped him up. Kerber spanned on it. Controls it. Back out to the point, but that went off the leg of Boschman. Chance for a break. Wilson. Johnson got back. Johnson. Wilson. Johnson hacking at him. Good play by Wilson. McLean goes behind the net, then reverses to Johnson. Nice effort by Wilson that time. Ron Wilson. Doesn't score many points, but he's played a hard-nosed game. Devils will dump that one in. No icing will be called. Sundstrom centered. Berthiaume thought it was going to be icing and has to cover up. Haley pushing and shoving in front. I don't know what's happened to icing in this league, Peter, but I swear, whatever the rule is not written. Icings are waved off constantly now when the puck's on the other side of the red line by 3 or 4 steps.
They are consciously trying to cut down on the whistles all over the place. And one of the rules that they have done is they've really changed that whole idea. It used to be automatic. The minute that puck gets over the red line, it's an icing.
You see Johnson doing battle with Wilson. Wilson, a good job in the short-handed effort right there.
They've kept pressure on the point man, especially all game long. The Jet forecheckers.
All right, the Devils trying to make it work here. The pass is intercepted, though, cleared out by Taglianetti, who's played a good game. Boschman will just ride it back to Carlisle. Carlisle with Broughton on him. Look at that pass off the boards to himself. Nice move. Driver picks it up. 5:25 left to go in the game. Jets on top here by a score of 4-1, trying to pick up their first win in 4 games. They've had a couple of ties and a couple of losses in those 4. Cirillo shot it in. Didn't get much on it. Berthiaume played, fanned on by Taglianetti. Broughton kept it alive, 52 on the power play. Driver, Broughton, will be challenged and poke checked away. Howard-Chuck came in. Dale Howard-Chuck poking that one away. Verbeek held the line. Kurt Muller couldn't get it. Wouldn't stay down for him. Cleared up, intended for Wilson. He's chasing the other way. Cirillo coming. Howard-Chuck's in the middle. Cirillo, Howard-Chuck trying to guess on that one. Brown got it, though. Driver coming the other way. Muller takes it in. Tried to pass back to himself as it hit off Wilson. Wilson's got it back. 20 seconds on the power play. It's cleared back out to center. Howard-Chuck again trying to break short-handed. Picked up by Brown. Tipped off on the far side up against the boards. Wilson pushes it around Wolanin. Now we got a fight at center ice. And we've got a 2-on-1. Devils aren't going to like that, as Danica says. We ain't going to let that one go, and this will be interesting. See how they're going to call this one.
What happened there was Anderson just turned around. Marois hit Anderson. Anderson just spun around and dropped his glove and went after him. But what he didn't realize that Marois got a broken jaw. And that's why Kite came in. Normally Kite wouldn't have jumped in there, but what happened was he knew that Marois had a broken jaw. Or broken cheek.
Take a look at that again. Maloney hauling his players back off the bench. That's a $100,000 fine to the team if somebody comes off that bench and ends up in a fight. So he was hauling people back even while the fight was going on. Financially solvent and intending to stay that way, the Winnipeg Jets head coach. Still going on pile here. Pushing and shoving still going on down underneath. Ron Wilson, one of the last ones to get up off that pile. Taglianetti, who ended up on the bottom of it.
You're just going to see Anderson just turn, watch him go in, he'll hit Marois, and then Marois will give him a shot back. He'll just turn around, and he doesn't even look. And he certainly doesn't know that Marois has a broken cheek. Now watch Kite Covers come right in, because he's trying to protect Marois, make sure that Marois doesn't take a shot in the head. It was more the idea of protecting his teammate as opposed to just jumping in and jumping Anderson.
Let's see how they will rule on this one. 8 seconds remains on the Jets penalty to Ellett, who is still in the box here. Only 4:24 left to go. Some of the fans are doing that. They're leaving to go. Figuring the Jets have pretty much got this one wrapped up. We will see. We'll tell you how they sort this one out when we come back. 4:24 left. Jets leading at 4-1.
I like milk with ice cubes. I like my coach a lot sometimes. I hate golf. I hate golf shoes. And I hate Dallas. I like the TV show. I just don't like the football team. I like my GMC. It's not an import. It's a GMC, and that's the way I like it.
repeat them for us here. Here we go.
25, Harry Anderson, 2 minutes for charging and 5 minutes for fighting. To the Jets, number 22, Mario Merwa, 2 minutes for roughing and 5 minutes for fighting. And to number 6, James Knight, a game misconduct for being the third man involved in an altercation.
There you go.
15-36.
Those are the calls on all those penalties, and as Peter said, for Kite, that's a tough one to take a game misconduct on because he did have a reason for being in, but he was the third man in.
Those game misconducts add up. Jimmy Kite is a tough player. He's involved in a lot of those type of situations, and if he gets 3 of those, he has to miss a game, and it continues on right into the playoffs. So the coaching staff hating the referee. They'd rather give him the double misconducts, but not a game misconduct, because those are the ones that add up. And here we see a surprising final 8-4. Not surprising the score so much as how it started was 3-0 for the Rangers.
Pittsburgh with a big comeback win as they doing well against the Rangers, and in that Patrick division, they have picked up a couple of points now and have 35. They could move up right to Philadelphia in third place. They have the tie. Wolanin brings it in, takes the shot, hits the post. That's been the story tonight. We're now even up after all those penalties. Everything is over here. They're back out through center. Danico's got it. They're back to 5-on-5. Berthiaume played it. McLean trying to shoot it in. Hit off Carlisle. Sundstrom against the boards. Schmale on him. Taken away by Steen. Thomas Steen coming back the other way. Steen rolling it into the legs. Goes to the board. Steen and Wolanin shoving at one another. Carlisle's got it. Wolanin won't let go of Steen. Now he does. And it's finally cleared in. Steen got held up. Wolanin poked it out through center. McLean. McLean hooked from behind. No call on it. Picked up by Carlisle. Far side Havenpah. 3:30 to go. Havenpah looking to the middle. Found Steen. Shot saved. Chevrier got it. Sundstrom in behind the net. Patrick Sundstrom, who's picked up the only goal. A power play goal. 15:08 of the second for the Devils. Maley back the other way. Drop pass in. Kerber's shot saved. Berthiaume has looked shy. He's played competently tonight. Makes another good save. And just skates away as they group on the other side of him.
Every time, and most of them have come on 5-on-5 situations or even up situations. Every time the Devils have had a good chance, this goaltender has made a nice save, but he's also frozen the puck immediately to stop the play. And he doesn't give the Devils any rebounds to jump on or any continuation of momentum. He hasn't let the puck slide into the corner so the Devils can pick it up again. He's frozen the puck. Gets the face-off, and even though the Devils did a great job against Washington on face-offs, he stopped that initial momentum the Devils are trying to build.
Berthiaume looking for win number 6 on the season. 3.75 goals against him. He helped out with his play tonight here. Devils have the advantage in shots, 23-21 at this point. Cirella's got it. They'll shoot it in. Berthiaume with that quick glove again. He's just picking them off right now. Howard-Chuck ahead, but it's a 2-line pass. He tried to keep it onside on that red line, but he couldn't do it. So they'll come back down into the Jets' end.
And Howard-Chuck makes a mistake in this play. He knew he was going to be even close to offside. He shouldn't have touched that puck because that brings the face-off all the way back into the Jet zone. They have to throw Boschman out again. They have to completely screw up the lines again. And that's the last thing that the coaching staff wants to see. He's had a frustrating night. He hasn't hit the points that he expected possibly. So he was just a little bit greedy in that situation.
He's got a short-handed goal tonight. There was a backbreaker in the second period, though. One that made it a 3-0 game, and the Devils started a power play when the game was 2-0. Muller kicking at it, tipped away from Broughton. Neufeld got it. Neufeld's had a goal tonight. Intended for Howard-Chuck, who takes it off Kerber's stick, and he'll just put it in on goal. Chevrier leaving it for Kerber's. 2:50 left to go in the game. Carlisle at center waiting. Shoves it in wide side by Rooney. Cirella's back. Cirella will be challenged by Howard-Chuck. Cleared up again. Carlisle's right there hanging on. Carlisle shot it in. They were offside, but Cirella will play it. Cirella got it up by Broughton, was behind him. Taglianetti back. Taglianetti. Broughton out in front. Puck stayed up. Kirk Muller couldn't get a shot off on it. Glove down Tommy Kervers. Kervers far side. Broughton. His shot saved. Again, Berthiaume right where he needed to be. Sliding across. Great pad save on the slide. Verbeek got knocked into the post, and that took the net off the Magnets. Oh, what an outstanding play, and there will be a penalty call. Berthiaume deserves the win here tonight. He has made the big saves when he's had to. He's only got 2:19 left to go. Taglianetti is going to go into the penalty box, and the Devils will get another power play.
He's slides across the pads stacked on top of each other, which really forced Broughton to make a tremendous shot. If he comes just sliding across one pad, it's a lot easier to get over than you see how they're both together. And they're built up to Broughton trying the top part of the net.
17:41, Taglianetti picks it up as he goes to the box. Dan Berthiaume taking a little drink of water right here. And with 2:19 remaining to go, Devils will try again on a power play. For New Jersey, their 4th power play this period and their 7th power play of the game. They are 1 for 6 in power plays. 7 out of their last 62 chances.
And a lot of times in the game tonight, we've mentioned it, the power plays are taking away from momentum the Devils have had because the Jets have done such a good job killing them.
Johnson's shot deflected in front. Rebound is tipped wide. Berthiaume was right in the middle of that pile. It'll be cleared out length of the ice. Chevrier will help out with 2:04 remaining in the game. Mark Johnson back 4-1. Jets are leading. The Devils' chance to catch the Islanders tonight's going to go by the boards. On the far side, Cirilla. Cirilla will wrap it in. Sundstrom let it go to Korn. Korn kicking at it in the corner. Elliott on him. Back over to McLean. Down low. Sundstrom. Back out. That's not a good pass, as it'll be knocked away by Wilson. Johnson has to come back to get it. Not a high percentage pass. Elliott trying to chip it away. Korn was able to keep it in. Korn battling against Howard-Chuck. Puck underneath them. Howard-Chuck. Korn finally got some help from Elliott, who poked it away. Mark Johnson back. Here's Howard-Chuck coming 2-on-2 with Steen. Howard-Chuck in. He got Steen open over there. Steen back to the middle. Shot save. Chevrier. Almost a third shorthanded goal for the Jets. And a penalty at the other end. It's going to be on Jimmy Korn. Behind the play, Korn will get called. He doesn't like it. He's going to go to the box. And the Devils lose 56 seconds on their power play chance. He goes off for holding.
Well, I suppose when this game is over, with the, you have to look at things that didn't go right. And obviously, the power play, the penalty killing, those things didn't go well for the Devils. But on the other side, look at things that are positive. You have to look at the fact that the Devils certainly weren't outplayed or outmanned in their even-up situations. So what they're going to have to do is just work very hard in Pittsburgh the next couple of days. The Devils are flying into Pittsburgh tomorrow morning on working on the specialty team effort and really get those down for the second half of the season.
Boschman will take this draw against Claude Loisel. We are 4-on-4 for 54 seconds. Only a minute 12 left to go in the game. Wolanin coming ahead, Brown on his left. Wolanin looking. Tried to drop it back. McBain intercepted. Carlisle over there shoving with Wolanin. Brown got it. Brown turned it back up. He took a shot and got knocked down as he got hit by Elliott. Boschman the other way in the middle of McBain. McBain to Boschman. Boschman looking for a goal. Couldn't get it. Brown took it away as Danico poke checked it. Brown 2-on-2 with Wolanin. Under a minute to go in the game now. Carlisle dumps it in behind the net. 4-1 Jets on top here in Winnipeg. The Devils stay on the road going to Pittsburgh. Cleared up on the right side. Boschman. Danico tied him up. Puck sitting there. Elliott got it back. Just running the clock off now with 30 seconds left. Carlisle down low. 23 left to go. Schmale was offside. He'll let it go. He gets hauled down by Danico. That'll get a whistle. Checking the head on that one as he took a stick up fairly high. Danico was over there. Linesman and referee just trying to hold off here with only 16 seconds left on it. Neufeld's trying to get a piece of Danico coming from behind. Being held off by Patrick Sundstrom. Neufeld, 28. Schmale, you see him looking up top. On the head, he had a stick hit him up there, and that's what started it.
And I was talking to Ken Danico today, and the thing that he said that he just is not going to do anymore is take stupid penalties that cost a team. Now, this one is not a stupid penalty. He was making a point to Schmale that Schmale has really been a pain for the Devils all night. In a situation there where Schmale came back and hit him with a stick, but Ken Danico that's the one thing he has really worked on, cutting down the silly, tripping, hooking, holding penalties. He's played a strong, aggressive season and really has been as solid as any Devil defenseman all season long.
1944, the time of the penalty, so the Devils now will be shorthanded 2. And another power play for Winnipeg, as there are only 16 seconds remaining in this game. 16 left to go. It'll be a 5-on-3 situation here, and you can bet Jets will try and put another one in.
This is rubbing it in a bit. They've got their very, very best offensive unit out there with 16 seconds to go. There's really no need for that.
Elliot's got it back in the middle. Over to Carlisle. They want one here. They're going to send a message if they can. Carlisle centering over to Ellett. Ellett looking, takes the shot, deflected up and out of play. Just as Danico was sending a message to Smale. Winnipeg sending a message to New Jersey. You want to play that way, we'll just run it up. Washman and Sundstrom having a few words there with the linesman in the middle.
Washman is in there all the time. He just loves to stick his nose in there. He's a coach's delight, really, though, because he works so hard. He can take face-offs. He'll get you 20, 25, 30 goals a year. He plays against the tough tough offensive players every night and does a good job.
Washman out there still, 27 years old. He's a 9-year pro, and he's been out there all night taking face-offs. Only 3 seconds left on it here.
And again, you can see this is rubbing it in here. They've got them stacked in front there. But again, as you say, they are going to have to meet them again. You never know how important that game is going to be next time.
That's it. Winnipeg Jets come away with a victory, their first one in 5 games, and the New Jersey Devils, who broke the 4-game losing streak with a victory against Minnesota last night, not able to keep it going here on the road as they will suffer the loss in this one. And a good job in net, Daniel Berthiaume, who is now 6-8-1 on the season and 4-0-1 career-wise against New Jersey.
And some losses are harder to take. This will be a frustrating loss for the Devils because they played pretty well. They came in, they did, I'm sure, exactly what they wanted. They shut Howard Chuck right off. He didn't have that many scoring chances. He got the one goal he made a great play on because he's a great hockey player. But the Devils basically did an excellent job of keeping him off the scoreboard, and then they turn around and lose it on something that hasn't cost them a game all season. That's a shorthanded goal.
Shorthanded goals, power play goals was the whole story here tonight. We'll come back and wrap it up for you. From Winnipeg, our final, the Jets 4, the Devils 1.
I'm Mark Johnson. 6 years ago, I had a thrill of a lifetime. I won a gold medal with the U.S. Olympic hockey team. And then I fulfilled my dream of playing in the National Hockey League with the New Jersey Devils. To be a winner, you have to skate hard, shoot hard, and play hard. The same is true in life. You can't win if you abuse drugs and alcohol. Score in life. Stay off drugs and alcohol.
There's a holiday feast of games this week on Sports Channel. The Nets battle the Utah Jazz Monday. Wednesday, it's a showdown with Charles Barkley and the 76ers. The Owls face off with Dale Hawerchuk and the Winnipeg Jets Tuesday, then the Chicago Blackhawks Wednesday. Friday, Sports Channel's got a special Christmas treat, the premiere of Rod and Mashad Talking Sports, followed by a Mets curtain call game from the 1987 season. And don't forget New York Sports Nightly each weeknight for the complete sports wrap-up. All for you, only on Sports Channel.
You're watching Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
Thank you for making the smart decision to choose Midas to protect the value of your car. Now why not Midas-ize a friend or loved one with a gift certificate valued at $50 or $100? They're available at your local Midas shop and are good towards service on mufflers, brakes, shocks, springs, and struts. Each certificate also comes with bonus gifts like a handy brass keyring tire gauge and a precision-styled Midas pen, all neatly packaged to make the perfect thoughtful gift. Pick up a Midas gift certificate at your local Long Island Midas shop today.
So with the Jets winning it by a score of 4-1, New Jersey's record now 16, 14-4. They lose a chance to move into first place in the Patrick division, and for Winnipeg, they now improve to 13, 15, and 3. Shots on goal ended up in the game in New Jersey's favor. But that's not the way the score ended. The Devils out shooting Winnipeg 25-23. You see, it was even in the first 2, and then the Devils with a couple more. But the power play specialty teams of the Jets did it. The scoring summary in this one, in that third period, one more goal was added. Doug Smale got it at 5:53. Another shorthanded goal. Hawerchuk had one in the second. Wilson got the assist on that. It was Smale's 9th goal of the season. Washman, Hawerchuk, Smale had the goals along with Neufeld tonight. Sundstrom got the only one for the Devils. And let's take a look at what's going on in the Patrick division, where it's so tough in the other games and our out-of-town scores. There were some big games played tonight. one this afternoon.
And Washington picks up a point at home. St. Louis now 7-game unbeaten streak. Most of them been on the road. They're playing very well. And here we see Quebec doubling up on Detroit 4-2 in another afternoon game. Quebec starting to come on with their new coach and making things a little very interesting in that division. And the Rangers at home get beat for the second night in a row. Not at home, but against Pittsburgh, 8-4.
Pittsburgh now with 35 points. That one's still in progress. Boston, Chicago tied at 2-2. Boston trailing Montreal in the Adams division in second place, but playing well. So Chicago.
And Hartford starting to come on in the Adams division again. Also, they're up 2-0 in Vancouver. Vancouver's been playing pretty well, but Hartford has them by 2-0 score in the second period. And here we see last night it was in Los Angeles. Tonight it's in Calgary. 3-2 tonight for Los Angeles over Calgary in the second period.
So New Jersey will remain 2 points behind the Islanders in the division. Philadelphia just a point behind New Jersey and Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh with 35, tied for first place with Philadelphia. Washington got a point. They have 31 points, 4 points behind that grouping. So it just gets a little bit tighter. Peter McNabb, I thought in this game again, the Devils early on had a couple of scoring opportunities. In the first period, they did not convert on. And when that happens, they're in trouble.
Well, it's just becoming more and more and more obvious that Devils really need someone or something to break them out of this offensive situation. They are just not scoring any goals. Their defense is playing fine. They had a couple of fluke shorthanded goals tonight that cost them some momentum. But they're just not putting the puck in net, and you just have to score more goals. They're down to 19th, 20th in the league in goals, and you're not going to get into the playoffs in that position no matter how well you play defensively.
Okay, that's about going to do it here as the New Jersey Devils will not be able to continue it as they take the loss here by a score of 2-1, and it indeed was a tough one, and not much to be said about that except they've got to regroup. The problem for them is they've got to stay on the road, and in staying on the road, that means they've got to go to Pittsburgh, and they're going to go against a Pittsburgh club which is playing some very tough hockey. All right, for Peter McNabb, this is Gary Thorne. Thank you very much for joining us from Winnipeg. Our final score, the Winnipeg Jets beat the New Jersey Devils by a score of 4-1. Stay tuned right here on Sports Channel. Coming up next, Don Cherry's This Week in Hockey, already in progress.
New Jersey Devils hockey has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. Promotional consideration provided by the following companies.
The Lowe's Summit Hotel on the fashionable east side of Manhattan, New York's most convenient location.
Maud's for fine dining in Midtown Manhattan. Maud's at the Summit Hotel.
Hyatt Regency Chicago, first on Chicago's Magnificent Mile, with a setting decidedly up-tempo. Make Chicago your kind of town at Hyatt Regency Chicago.
Some of our guests will receive a camera from Chinon, the official camera of the New Jersey Devils, offering a complete line of superior quality 35mm cameras, video camcorders, lenses, binoculars, and accessories. The exceptional products are available at an authorized Chinon dealer near you. If great photography is your goal, Chinon cameras.
Max and Diane, comfortable yet fashionable clothes for those who enjoy the fun side of life. The Mater D Restaurant, located in Woodside, Queens, features fine Italian cuisine and professional musical entertainment.
Now, folks, who's hot and who's not? Calgary Flames are hot, and the Rangers are not hot. Right, Blue? Gary and the boys are hot. They're battling the Oilers for first place in the Smythe, and they're also battling for first place overall. Way to get them going, Terry boy. Nice move. Woo. Look at these moves. And can they score? And not bad goaltending either. Who's not hot? My old buddy buddy Michel Bergeron and the Rangers aren't hot. They're in last place in the Patrick Division. I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be interesting to see who makes a playoff in that division. New York Islanders at Pittsburgh. Here's a new Penguin, Paul Coffey. Geez, I hate that name, Penguins. Greg Gilbert mucks it up in the corner. The puck goes to Trottier, who feeds it to Neen, and the mucker Gilbert bats it in. I love those muckers. Now watch Jimmy Johnson. He goes end to end. He walks through the whole Islanders team, puts it past Smith, and then smacks his head on the post. Way to go, Jimmy boy. He's all right. He's all right. Get up, Jim. You just scored. Now here, looks like Coffey ices the puck, right? But my buddy Mario is right there to put it home. Who says dumping the puck in the corner is dumb hockey? Islander Ken Leiter blasts one past Balash. Gill's a little upset with himself or somebody. Paul Coffey gets a winner here. His first goal as a Penguin as he leads Pittsburgh to a 6-4 win over the Isles. New York Rangers at Toronto. Here's my old buddy Michel Bergeron. Look at him chomp on that gum. He's having a tough time in the Big Apple. Nobody said it was going to be easy, Michel. That's why you're getting the big bucks. Leafs Russ Cardinal gets things going as he knocks her home on a scramble in front of the net. They don't come much easier in this one. Now my old buddy from Colorado, Lucien Devos, scores on a nice pass from Walt Podubny. Way to go, Lucien. I love you. Steve Nevis gets the first goal of his NHL career here. Alan Besser makes a nice save. Watch this. It bounces out. Mark Osborne feeds Ira Brady. What the heck's he doing up there? I don't know. But he sure can motor. He dives, swings his stick, and beats Froze. Bad play on Froze's part. Ties the game. Preacher gets the winner here as he bats the puck out of the air past Froze. Bester was dynamite. Leafs 4, Rangers 3. That Habs. Hockey's Mr. Class, John Beliveau, presents the Montreal captain, Bob Gainey, with the Olympic flame. Bob, he doesn't look too happy about this whole thing. Come on, Bob, you got to get excited about this thing. Montreal's Bobby Smith wins the draw back to Richer, who blasted past Steffen. Greg said, I didn't even see it. Richer gets his second of the game as he blasts another one past him. Greg says, I still haven't seen it. How come there's always seems to be controversy at the Forum? It looks like Stevie Yzerman scores, but the goal judge didn't put the light on, as usually they do that in Montreal. How come always in Montreal? Jacques is upset. Put the light on. Put the light on. Tell him, Jacques. That's it. Tell him. That's what he's saying. Always in Montreal. Anyway, don't shake your head. Now, this is why Detroit needs guys like Kosher and Probert, so guys like Stevie Yzerman don't have to fight. Right, Stevie? This isn't your job. Mike McPhee gets the winner on this backhand. It fools Steffen. Wings 3, Habs 5. Oilers at Vancouver. Craig McTavish beats tough guy Marty McSorley. Now watch these moves. Beautiful. In, out, back, and around. Whoa! Lovely, Marty. Now watch Dave Hanna capitalize on the screw-up between Kirk McLean and Doug Lidster. Come on, guys. You know better than that. I think Pat Quinn wanted to call it quits and turn out the lights. Just kidding, Pat. The lights did go out for a while. Vancouver's John LeBlanc gets his first NHL goal as he knocks home his own rebound. Nothing like getting your first NHL goal, so they tell me. Now watch 99. He sends Curry on a breakaway, and he shoots a slow changeup into Kirk. Oilers 6, Vancouver 3.
Now, a Molson moment, a look back through the pages of hockey history. Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet, had one of the most feared slap shots in the history of the game of hockey. His blazing slap shot would help etch his name in the NHL record book. His list of accomplishments include 5 50-goal seasons, the first player to score more than 50 goals in a season, the second player to score 100 points or more in a season, third fastest 500 career goals, the fifth player to score 1,000 points in a career. In 1961, Bobby led the Chicago Blackhawks to their first Stanley Cup in 22 seasons. Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet, a true hockey legend.
Coming up, folks, plays of the week.
Sports Channel has a great Nets Islanders double play on Wednesday. The Nets clash with high-flying Charles Barkley and the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30 on Sports Channel. On Sports Channel Plus at 8:30, Pat LaFontaine leads the Isles against the Chicago Blackhawks. It's exclusive NBA and NHL action. Wednesday, when the Nets shoot it out with the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30 on Sports Channel, and the Isles face off with the Chicago Blackhawks at 8:30 on Sports Channel Plus.
Plays of the week.
Well, folks, y'all remember Ronnie Hextall's goal. You won't believe it. A few days before, goalie for the Rochester Americans called Darcy Wakaluk, he did the same thing, almost the same shot. Before we see Darcy's goal, we're going to have a few saves. Blue, are you interested in that? I am. Let's go.
First, we have the little guy, Darren Pang. Whoa, is he excited? Look, whoa, he's up. Now we have Grant Fuhr. Boy, is this guy a great goaltender. He's going to play 80 games this year. Millen stops the Wings. Stepping in OT against the Blues. Healy against the Devils. The post with some help from Hanlon. Billy Smith, 3 in a row against Pittsburgh. Now watch this hit on Marsh. See him hit his head right on that post. Boom. Putting the helmet on after this one, folks. Watch Hunter guide Newendijk towards that post on the bench again. Bawango. Down he goes. Joe Newendijk, rookie. He's all right. Duchesne on Sullivan. 2 nice hits by Chasen and Norwood. Now we have fans of the week. Watch these kids. They sure have the right mentalities to be goalies. My personal friend, marvelous Marvin Hagler. Boy, did he get robbed by Leonard. What a guy. Goals of the week, Jimmy Johnson goes end to end. Watch this, folks. This is a beauty. Way to go, Jimmy. Puts her home, oh boy, just like in a movie. Watch it. Let's see it again in slow motion. This guy is okay. Over in, don't worry, folks, he was all right. What a beauty. Watch Stevie Eiserman blow through these guys. Benning, what are you doing? What happened there? There you go, Stevie boy. Let's see that again in slow motion. What? He just walks through as if nobody's there. Pulls it around. Defense opens up and sinks her home.
Now we're going to have Darcy Wakaluk. Now watch this. He gets the puck, flips it up, and puts it in. This was before Hextall. Way to go, Darcy boy. Let's see it again now for Darcy. Rochester American Darcy Wakaluk. Here it is again now. It's almost carbon copy of Hextall. Up in the very first in the American Hockey League. Well, I know Ronnie Hextall got a car for his goal. I wonder what Darcy got for his goal. A bike? Folks, that's the show. Hope you enjoy it. See you next week.
Don Cherries This Week in Hockey has been brought to you in part by Molson, Black & Decker, and Coast Deodorant Soaps.
You're watching. And holding now checked and broken up on the play. Shepard. Back in by Peterson. Now a lead into the Boston zone. Turgeon ridden off by Mike Stevens. Wrapped around the boards for Lyndon Byers. Byers trying to clear it out. Can't. Shepard knocked it down. It's kicked away by Byers and he breaks. Now clears it in as Boston gets a line change. Barrasso way out trying to get a